and then they play Saturday afternoon. They did not want to fly out tomorrow. So this way they'll get there tonight. They can do a walkthrough tomorrow and not be rushed. We got Livingston. Seth Rohrbaugh will join us because there was a very interesting contract signed today in the NHL. I'll be honest, I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody saw it coming. Ville Koivunen just signed an 8-year deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins. 8 years at $4 million. And you're like, okay, 8-year deals. Lots of guys get it. And you're like, sure, they do. But not many guys get it when they've scored 2 goals in 47 NHL games. That's it. Ville Koivunen came up and played 8 games in the NHL in 2024-25. He played 63 games in the AHL that year and was just under a point-a-game player, 56 points in 63 games. Then last season, he started in the American League and once again lit it up, 41 points in 34 games. Got called up to the NHL and had 7 points in 39 games. Nothing great. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Penguins, this is a bet that they feel here's a young kid who's 23 and he's going to rock it for us. But you're Ville Koivunen. You played 47 NHL games and you got $32 million. $32 million for 47 NHL games. That's unreal. Unreal for him. So hey man, I never get mad at the player because every one of us would be sign me up. Ian Pulver, his agent, take a bow. Take a bow, man. It's now, you know what? Maybe in 3 years he's lighting it up and he's like, geez, I shouldn't have gone for $4 million. But here's the thing. Now it's not guaranteed because if you get bought out, you don't get all the money. So, and you can get bought out at a third of the deal before the age of 26. So it's not a guaranteed $32 million, but it's pretty good. Really good. And so we'll talk to Seth about that and the Penguins overall, where they're going. We got Spec. Bryan DeArdo will join us as we continue to talk a little NFL as you got the Hall of Fame game tonight. Connor Halley, how you doing?
Doing good, Jason. Welcome back from vacation. Hope it was good.
Yeah, it was nice, relaxing, refreshing. Unfortunately, we kind of got lucky. We only had 1 day of smoke. We were out in Kelowna and left. Man, those fires and burning is awful. Absolutely awful to see the videos of people just having their houses literally go up in smoke. It's awful. So anybody who's been impacted by that, definitely feel for you for sure on that front. It's never good. I couldn't imagine how that would feel to just kind of stand there. You're helpless. There's nothing you can do. It's not good. But you know what? Went boating and did many other things. Had some nice weather. Hot some days. Like, I'll be honest, I don't love the 35s. So our first day was pretty hot. Then after that, like 28, 29. One day was 22. I'm like, hey, I'll take that. So overall, it was pretty good. Now, what do you make of preseason in the NFL, Connor Halley? Where do you come out on it?
Well, I mean, I feel like there's preseason and then there's the Hall of Fame game, which is even a step below. I'm fired up that we get football of the NFL variety back. Love watching the CFL. And then probably by the second quarter, I'm like, okay, that's about enough. And then I'll probably switch over to the CFL. The preseason's fun. If you're a Raiders fan, getting a chance to watch Fernando Mendoza, like that's big time. If you had a top 10 pick, you're probably really looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. But it drops off quick. You start to get those third, fourth string guys kind of battling for spots, practice roster position, maybe even trying to find another team, knowing they're not going to, crack the squad of their current team. It kind of drops off. So it dwindles away for me a little bit. I'm glad they went from 4 to 3. Curious if that eventually goes down to 2 preseason games. But you know me, I'm a huge NFL fan. So I'll be watching the game tonight, at least for a little bit. See what Carson Beck can do for the Cards.
You might watch the first quarter in a bit, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I'll be probably flipping over to CFL.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's understandable. Yeah, another week in the CFL. And man, they got BC and Calgary. Calgary's offense, God, they can put up a lot of points. What about Vernon Adams, man? Are you freaking kidding me? What a season this guy's having right now. 21 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's the greatest start to a season ever. Obviously, it's the most consecutive touchdowns without interception in CFL history. And we looked it up last week, and it was Peyton Manning at 28 in the NFL. And he had 8 touchdowns in one game, which is wild. But 7 in the opening game of the season for them. So we'll see where Vernon Adams can go. Man, you're right. If you're a DB and you're like, damn, I can come down with an interception, you're having yourself a hell of a game. So we'll see. The Argos, they give up a lot of points. So I look at they've given up 219 points in 7 games so far this season. So we'll see. There's pretty good chance that Vernon Adams could be going pickless again for another game. And then you have the Saskatchewan Roughriders announcing, man, they got a lot of injury problems in the Tavon Campbell, Keon Schaefer-Baker have been added to the 6-game injured list, and Sam Emilius. So that's some key injuries, especially to the receiving corps for the Riders. And this is kind of similar to last year. They had a boatload of injuries in the receiving corps. They're slowly becoming the Chargers of the CFL when it comes to injuries. So we'll get into that. Also, have an article. I don't know if it's up yet, or it should be getting up relatively quickly. And it'll be up right away here. I wrote an article today at Oilers Nation in regards to Matt Savoy and Isaac Howard. Because I've been seeing and reading and, oh, geez, you know what? Those guys, they're not going to play. Mike Babcock doesn't play young players. And I was like, really? So did a little research. Well, obviously now, the Toronto team, it's hard to compare. Because when he took over Toronto, they weren't a good team. Right? His first year as head coach, they finished last. And then they drafted Austin Matthews. Now, that season, the second year in Toronto, Babcock had rookies Matthews, Marner, Zach Hyman, William Nylander, Connor Brown. And they all played 16 minutes. 5 rookies. Almost unheard of, really, to have 5 rookies play 60 minutes a night for your team. Now, they surprised a lot of people, exceeded expectations, made the playoffs, didn't go anywhere in the playoffs, but they did it. But the truth is that Toronto team, it's not really fair to compare them as a surprising playoff team to where the Oilers are now, who are cup or bust, right? They're a Stanley Cup contender. They're a legit contender. So then I looked at what about Babcock's previous spot, the Detroit Red Wings. They were a team that was a legit cup contender. And guess what? In 2008, when they went and won the Stanley Cup, they had 2 forwards, young forwards, Valtteri Filppula, Yuri Hudler. They played top 8 minutes amongst forwards. Filppula actually ended up playing he played 16 plus minutes. It was his second year in the league, and it was the second year in the league also for Hudler. Now, if you look at Filppula, he didn't get a lot of power play time. He was 5-on-5 and killed some penalties. And he didn't kill a ton of penalties. He had the 8th most penalty killing minutes on the team amongst forwards. But keep in mind, this was in 2008, so it was penalties galore compared to what we see now. Did you know the Red Wings had 391 power play chances in 2008, and they were shorthanded 357 times? Compare that to the Oilers of last year. The Oilers had 221 power play chances, 220 times they were shorthanded. It's kind of night and day. So you can't really compare penalty kill minutes, but you can look at just overall usage and where they played. Each guy's played 13 minutes a night. And, Hudler is productive. Hudler played on the second unit power play, and then he got some time a little bit when there were some injuries on the first unit power play. But what's unique about that Detroit team and why I think it's a fair comparison to look and kind of maybe debunk the myth of, well, he won't play young players. But we've heard this. People said Knobloch didn't play young players, except Matt Savoy played more minutes on the penalty kill than any other forward on the team. So I think he did play young players. It's just young players aren't your elite guys right away unless they're McDavid-like players. Right? And even McDavid-like players. Go back and look at his first stretch in the playoffs. He wasn't McDavid-like. He was a half a point a game player. It's very different. But if I look at Matt Savoy and say, hey, could Matt Savoy be a regular in your top 6? I don't think Matt Savoy is going to kill the most penalties this year. As a forward, it's going to be Jason Dickinson. Right? But I don't see any reason why. Babcock's shown if you If you play how he wants, you'll play as a young player. Now, Yuri Hudler, and here's the thing, Filppula and Hudler, they played 10 and 11 minutes their first year in the league as rookies under Babcock. Then they moved up the second year. So this is Savoy's second year. Technically, it'll be Howard's. Howard doesn't qualify as a rookie because he played more than 25 games last year. So he won't be a rookie this year, but he's a little bit different. But maybe he only plays 11 minutes. But that's all right. But I don't buy into the theory that he can't play under Mike Babcock. I don't buy it. As long as you can show Babcock that you understand a little bit some puck management and some defensive awareness away from the play, he'll play you. He's shown that he'll play young players before. Kasperi Kapanen was another one a few years later in Toronto, right? And Babcock, he got to play. So he'll play guys. And I think Matt Savoy showed last year, he is a very good young player defensively. We didn't see enough of Howard to say if he is or isn't. And I don't care. He doesn't need to be a Selke winner defensively. Doesn't need to be. His skill set is offense. So I look at Yuri Hudler, and then I look at Ike Howard. And do you know that the next year when they went to the Cup final again in 2009, now it's year 3 for both of those guys. Filppula still played 16 minutes. Hudler played just under 14. Hudler had 57 points. He got to play with offensive players. But the key thing about that Detroit team in 2008, basically their offense ran through 2 guys, Datsuk and Zetterberg. They had 97 and 92 points respectively. The next highest scoring forward was Yuri Hudler at 42 points. So I think people need to have realistic expectations of how much ice time Ike Howard and Matt Savoy will have. I won't be surprised if Savoy plays 15, 16 minutes a night. Ike Howard's probably going to be closer to 11 or 12, realistically. And that's fine. I don't think that's a big negative at all. So I just do think, and you can look at all the other numbers, I think that it's a little bit of myth suggesting that Babcock won't play young players. No coach just says, I'm not playing young players. Some might have less patience with young players. And in a lot of cases, the young players aren't ready to play more than the 10, 11, 12 minutes they're getting. If Howard's playing 8 or 9 minutes, well, then send him to the minors. That makes no sense. But if he's playing 11 to 12 minutes a night, that's fine. Some games he might get up to 14, right? Depending on kind of how the game goes. But the other thing is, I know that everyone's, oh yeah, McDavid and Draisaitl are all going to play less minutes. Keep in mind that in that 2008 season, Detroit's top 2 guys played 22 and 21 minutes in Datsuk and Zetterberg. So I know there's all this talk, McDavid, these guys are going to play way less. I think we have to have a discussion on what's way less, like 21 minutes. All right. I could see that. I don't see them being around 19 or 20. I just don't. I got to see that to believe it. So that's where I come on it. But I don't see how Ike Howard can't have success if he comes in there, especially on a team that doesn't really have a shooting winger. Draisaitl's their best shooter, and he's a center iceman. Obviously, he kind of plays that wing flank position on the power play, and he's deadly. Zach Hyman's a really good goal scorer from around the net, right? But he's not what we'd call a shooter. He's not beating you from distance very often. So we'll see where that goes. But you can check it out coming up at Oilers Nation, probably maybe at the bottom of the hour. We'll take a quick break. Jason Maas will join us next. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If your hot, sticky sheets keep you up all night, call Legacy. Call Legacy. If you've decided that you deserve to be cool and comfortable, call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the 1, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk. Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Greetings once again. I'm Johnny Radio coming to you from No Bull RV in Leduc. This is normally the time of year when pickings are slim for RVs, but not this year. Instead, Rick Showers tells me the lot is completely full. They simply cannot accept another used RV, and something's got to give, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob.
It's Johnny, says right on my name tag here. Anywho, Rick went to bat for his customers to get something special and came back with a finance rate of just 2.99% OAC, which is fantastically low for RV financing. But as you can imagine, they can't do this forever. The finance company will only offer this rate until Saturday. But that's still plenty of time to come and pick out your favorite. And they're all used, right, Rick? They're not new?
Way better than new, Johnny.
That's what everyone says. You'll pay pennies on the dollar compared to new, and your payments will be lower still. So come by and say hello to me, Johnny Radio, standing tall here at No Bull RV in Leduc. Am I saying that right? Leduc? I am? Okay, then. All right, Leduc.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.223, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Cougar with you, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. As always, as the Toronto Blue Jays in another matinee, and they're up 2-0. Dylan Cease on the mound. He's got 10 Ks through 6 1/3 innings, and he's only given up 2 hits. Did just give up a long fly ball, but the Jays have 9 hits and 2 runs. How about Captain Kirk today? 4 hits in 4 plate appearances, including a clutch RBI in the bottom or top of the 6th, top of the 7th, I should say, to give them the 2-0 lead. So we'll see. The Jays just hanging around, man. The AL East is not even the AL East, just the AL is not great. If they just keep winning series, winning 2 out of every 3, who knows? They're only 3 back now. They're only 3 back of the wild card. It's absolutely wild. So we'll get to all of that. But first, we're going to get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. And it's August. Many of you starting to think about getting back into hockey. Well, you got the tune-up hockey camps, the 24th to the 28th. You can register U9, U11, U13, U15, 16. Check it out at sgsaints.ca. And our next guest is a 4-time Grey Cup champion, 2 as a player, 2 as a coach. His last one came as the head coach in 2023 of the Montreal Alouettes. Has been to the Grey Cup in 2 of his 3 seasons with the Owls, and has them first place in the East, first place in the NHL with a record of 7-1. And they will host his former team, the Edmonton Elks, Saturday afternoon. Jason Maas joins us on the show. Jay, how you doing, my man?
Not too bad, Jason. How are you doing, man?
I'm excellent. It's amazing. I know I talked to you, you were obviously, I always appreciate it. Even when you started out coaching, you didn't rush into being an offensive coordinator. Said, you know what? I want to be a quarterback's coach. I need to learn more. Then you became an OC. Then you became a head coach. And then you went back to his OC for a bit. Now you got a head coaching job again. And you've always been somebody who like really kind of seems to know where they are, kind of good self-evaluator. How do you feel you're different or better or just different the second time as a head coach as you were the first?
I just think it's experience. Obviously you're learning a little bit as you go, no matter what, when it's the first time you're doing something. And, the 2 years of reflecting after I got fired in Edmonton, was good for me. It was a different situation, being back to an OC, different team, different organization, things to reflect on, things to learn on. Obviously, I always wanted to be true to myself. That was one of the reasons I was hired in Edmonton was, Ed saw something in me and wanted to be myself. But there's also growing that needs to be done. And emotion was part of that, being able to be better with that, but also just seeing everything as a head coach, making decisions, talking with people, communicating, building something. I think the experience is what I learned and, was better for it this time around.
You've always had a really good brain. I remember, when you played, lots of your coaches said, he'll be a coach later on. He understands a good mind for football. And you've always been an emotional guy. I don't think it's changed. You've just learned maybe how to control it. So I'm assuming at times inwardly, Jay, that emotional fire still burns bright. It just doesn't show as much outwardly. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, presenting something different to other people. And to me, the team, the guys that we coach here, we want them to be the most disciplined in the league. And part of that is mentally tough enough to deal with, bad situations or harsh situations and be better for it, not show those emotions. So, that was something I needed to learn and get better. And, some players, love that kind of stuff and other players don't. And, it's about, being there for everybody, but also still staying true to yourself. And that's what I have done. But, obviously everybody can improve on certain aspects. And I just felt like that was something I needed to get better at.
I can speak from experience. Short fuse is, what my wife will tell me it's not the best quality that I have. And so I'm curious, what did you do? What did you work on that allowed you to control yourself outwardly in those situations more than you did early in your career?
Yeah, to be honest with you, a lot of those outbursts were coming at the expense or, after a decision was made on the field and letting it affect me and outwardly. And I had a good conversation with Jeff Hardman, who's a full-time referee in our league. And it was before, I believe, the 23 season. I sat down with him at a really good dinner and he talked about, refereeing and their side of things. And I told him there at the dinner after a couple hours, I said, you know what, I'm going to be better at this. It's something I really been thinking about. You've kind of hammered a lot of thoughts home that, refereeing is a hard job, and you want the sport to continue, and you need to have refs do that. And so I respect the hell out of them. I always have. I just never showed it, at times when things would go against us. And I felt like if I could be better at that and show them the respect in a different way, it would be better for our team as well. And I ultimately just wanted to be a better person there. And so he influenced a lot of that. And then I've just taken it on. And, it goes into the discipline part with our team. Nothing they say, nothing they do. So it goes to the penalties called as well. It's one of those things that always gets you going, and seemed to be the one that always got me going, is when I felt like we were wrong, then I throw a challenge or didn't see a call, I would get visibly upset and pissed off. And I didn't think it needed to be done anymore. And so that's ultimately why I wanted to change. That was the biggest thing I changed. Everything else, the team, how the beliefs in our team and how we do things, that none of that changed. I'm the same head coach. I think of things a little bit differently. I think you learn a lot as you go. But I have a lot of the same values I had back in Edmonton. They're just a little bit more ingrained, and I've had a better relationship now with Danny. That's been 20 years plus, and it just allowed things to move more smoothly this time.
Jason Maas, head coach of the 7-1 Montreal Alouettes, joins us, of course. Saturday clash, the top two teams in the CFL going at it. Should be a great game. And, your team, Jay, is firing on all cylinders. I know no coach is ever completely satisfied, but your starting quarterback has had an unbelievable start to his career. You played the position. I think when you play the hardest position in football, you probably respect it even more when you see someone. What is it about Alexander that you, and maybe remove the coach here for a second, just as a quarterback, what do you respect most about his ability to play that position?
He's consistent. I mean, that's what you need to be a professional quarterback and lead a franchise. He's consistent every day in the way he preps, the way he plays in practice, meetings, game. Everything we see in the game, you see in practice as well. He's accountable to everything that we do. He's ultra competitive. And that's what I've loved about him from day one. Obviously he needed to grow in our system, and he had, in my opinion, the best guy to learn from in Cody to learn how to do our system. And he took those learning measures and, has come out to be just this quarterback that competes on every single play. But I just love his preparation and the consistency at which he plays the position. It's been very impressive, particularly coming from a young guy.
Well, that's the key, right? Like a young guy who's only ever lost one regular season game. Obviously, we know he lost a Grey Cup. Nobody wins every game, but my goodness, very few guys win 90% of the games they play. And that's what's happened with him. And you look at your passing game, like you had a cannon of an arm. Like you could make any throw on the field. And it seems that he can. And he's a unique quarterback in the sense that he might be one of the best quarterbacks I've seen on making plays on the run. Like he just does, like a lot of times quarterbacks will move out of the pocket and then they're going to run. He runs, but he always finds that throw in a lot of cases where they run. How does a guy develop that aspect of his game? Because throwing on the run accurately is pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just how you grow up playing the position. I mean, I think anytime you're a bit undersized, as Davis is, he's not the tallest guy in the world. I've watched his high school film and I watched his college film this offseason where we were at training camp and we were throwing up guys on YouTube watching stuff. He looks exactly the same. He plays the position the same. So I think he just grew up playing like that and being able to do those things. And I think he just has a knack for it. And it is a true knack. It's a gift that, something he's worked on obviously, but he just has a really good knack for it. And that is impressive to me. I mean, I see it in practice every day when he gets out a little bit and makes a move or makes a throw. I mean, you see it go in the game and he does the same stuff and it's over and over again. And, it's not only just moving and throwing the throws he's throwing, because he's throwing them 50, 60 plus. He's throwing them accurately as well. And that's as impressive as anything. So, no, he has definitely a great ability to maneuver that pocket, get out, and make big things happen.
You mentioned Cody Fajardo. I talked to Cody earlier today. We're going to run that on our show tomorrow. And obviously, you know what? He has a boatload of respect for that organization. He knows Davis very well. Cody, you look at the Elks, they're relevant again. And, they're a competitive team. And you saw them here a few weeks ago in Edmonton. What about, when you look at it, you put your head coaching hat on for your defensive side of the ball, which is very good. How do you limit a guy like Cody Fajardo? What's the biggest threat he possesses?
I mean, he's accurate. That's first and foremost. I mean, if the guy's open, he's going to hit him. He does not miss too many receivers. He's smart with the ball. He doesn't make poor decisions. He'll stand in the pocket, but then he can get out and he can create as well. And he's extremely tough. So it's a tall task, honestly, to prevent him. Obviously, it's like with any quarterback. You need to get pressure. You need to change up looks. Hopefully, not that he's seen every defense. I mean, it's not that he's not going to. You just want him to think a little bit more, hold it a little bit longer than normal if he's quite unsure. But it's still hard to do. I mean, and he has a knack for playing his best football when the teams need it the most. I've always said that about him. He's great in those 3-minute situations. He's so competitive, and he's just a great leader. So I have the utmost respect for Cody, and having been around him and as a man and as a player. So it's a tall task. We'll be up for it. Love the challenge, but it's very difficult to stop.
Jay, where do you come out on, I've read lots of articles. People feel that, some of the best head coaches have, kind of an offensive background. You buy into that? Just, at the end of the day, like, you respect defense, but, offense, everybody, I know the adage is defense wins championships. I'm not 100% sold on that. I think you need a good football team, but, the ability to score on the opposition, whether it's on a short, 2-play drive or a 10-play drive, I think is key in football possession. Where do you come out, and do you think you have an advantage being a head coach who kind of has an offense-first background?
No, I don't. I don't believe that at all. I think coaches are coaches. I mean, you guys, Edmonton has one, and a special teams coach that's a great coach. And Michael Shea is one of the best coaches that's coached up here. He's a special teams background and defensive background. So, yeah, there's a lot of offensive guys, and there's been defensive guys that have had success. You need a team. That's what wins. And that's, the head coach is only as good as the GM above him, the people around him that he picks to be on his staff. The players have to ultimately go out and play the game, and you got to coach them up. Your staff has to coach them up. But that's all the connections that you make. It's not necessarily what your background is. It's how your ability to have people connect and play for each other and play for your city and your organization. And, there's a certain way of going about it. It's not necessarily what your offense, defense, or special teams background is. Everybody can make a great coach. You just need great people around you and surround yourself with those types of people.
You look at this game on Saturday, and I know, you don't approach every game different, but, certain opponents, they have better strengths than other opponents. Edmonton's just played 2 really good games against Saskatchewan, highly competitive. They played you guys very close as you did them. As an opposing coach, what's the biggest difference you see in the Elks this year compared to previous years?
Well, I mean, the last 2 years, they've been taking care of the ball. I'm a big believer in turnover margin wins games. If you can protect the ball, take it away, you'll have a chance to win every game. Penalties, if you're the best in the league at taking the least amount of penalties, you have the best turnover margin. I think the last 8 years, you're going to get to a Grey Cup. Like, it's very close. Like, you're almost guaranteed to get to a final game anyways. But that's what Edmonton's done the last 2 years. They've been very good about protecting that ball and taking it away. And this year, they're leading the league in that. And that gives you a chance to win. Then obviously it comes down to, generally speaking, the totality of a game. Those 5 or 6, 7 plays, as people like to say, that can decide the game, because that's generally what it does come down to. Do you make the plays that are there throughout a game to win it? But you can play great and turn over the ball a lot, and you have a hard time winning. And so I think that's my opinion. They're very disciplined with that. They've been very good about creating the turnovers. Cody's done a great job of protecting the football. And as a team, they're making their field goals. They're doing a lot of great things, playing good 3-phase football. They're big, they're physical, and they've been growing together. That's the other thing to me. They on defensive side, especially if you look at their secondary, for instance, a lot of guys that played last year are still there and they're playing together. So you got that connection going, and you're adding a couple of really good pieces as well along the way. So, I mean, continuity helps. I think the great voice in the locker room with Mark, with what he's preaching, they're obviously buying, and that confidence grows when you win. So I think that's what ultimately has been happening. But if you look at, for me, when I look at it, turnover margins as good as anybody. It's the best in our league right now. And that's the reason you're number 1 in the West, in my opinion.
Jason, it's always good to catch up with you, man. It's great to see all the success you're having. We look forward to a game on Saturday. The two top teams in the league going at it head-to-head, and best of luck the rest of the way. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. That is Jason Maas, head coach for the 7-1 Alouettes. Are taking on the 6-2 Elks on Saturday. Should be a hell of a game. And, man, Coach Maas has – and I loved his candor and his openness. You know what? Hey, I just had to outwardly control my emotions. And he's showing it. His fire's still there. He just, you know what? He doesn't, you got to be the leader. You got to control it. It's difficult, but he shows you can do it. But his football acumen, like I remember when he was coach, people thought, oh, he's a terrible coach, never going to win. I'm like, what are you talking about? I think he'll be fine. I always loved his aggressiveness. I still disagree with the people that argued about when he was gambling and, you know, kicking field goals and when he wasn't. I always liked it. So I'm not surprised that Maas has had success and more success the second time around as a head coach. Everybody learns, right? Everybody not everybody, but most of us, your second time around, you're maybe just a little bit more experienced from it. Keep in mind, the team he had when he was the head coach in Edmonton, they weren't great teams, man. That was, the start of once Herbie left as a GM, things just started slowly. It was just a death by 1,000 cuts, whether it was some of the decisions off the field and who they were hiring as presidents and who they were, suddenly they allowed, their presidents to have input in football ops. That was never a good decision. So, players, decisions, all that stuff. And it's taken a while to get back, but they're competitive again. They're not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but they are much more competitive. And they're a team now that I sense fans are proud of again. And it's been a long time since you could say that about the green and gold. We'll take a quick break. We'll update you on the Jays. Could they actually come back and make the playoffs? Dare to dream. Dare to dream. We'll discuss that and more. And little tasty Thursday coming up next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Do you know why people love working at GS Construction? It's honest work. It's work that needs to be done. And we're really good at what we do. That's why GS Construction has been in business for over 50 years. We won't be wearing a top hat and tails, more like hard hat and boots, because we're heading underground to keep the water flowing in and out of your homes and businesses in Edmonton. GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and top men. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering, a happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the Pro Press fitting to my copper pipe."
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmar compact equipment. Machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmar compact track loaders with ASV Posi-Track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
246, welcome back. Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, the Daily Grand. Get your tickets. $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. $7.3 million. Just the excitement of $1,000 every day. You get excited. You wake up, boom. You got a G-Note every day. Get your tickets, PlayAlberta.ca. Dylan Cease, this guy's on fire right now. He's now gone 36 consecutive innings on the road without giving up a run. He went 7 innings today against the Cubbies, gave up 2 hits, had 10 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And he has been dominant lately for the Jays. Fisher came in, and he just pitched a scoreless 8th inning, and the Jays will go to the 9th, up 2-0 on the Cubbies, who are much better record than the Jays right now. Cubbies are 15 games over 500. The Jays come in 7 games below 500. But they've won 3 series in a row. Could they actually get back into a playoff spot? That'd be wild, man. Absolutely wild if they could. Well, if they could ever get some guys hitting. But hey, good news. Kirk went 4 for 4 today so far. So that's a guy who needs some hits. Vladdy Guerrero sitting out again today for the Jays is ailing a little bit, according to his manager. So, hey, can win. Not that, let's be honest, even if he's in the lineup, it's not like he's adding much offensively right now. He's actually adding a whole lot of nothing. So, anyway, let's get to Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor. 2 locations, South Side on 50th Street, 92nd Ave, and, of course, the original location, St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. Your best choice if you're looking for non-alcoholic or alcoholic beers, wines, cocktails. They got it all in both forms, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, at Sherbrooke Liquor. Check it out. And every day when we have our guests, if you go to SherbrookeLiquor.com, you can see all the beers and all the cocktails, anything that we're talking about. As Stephen Bejan joins us once again. My man, Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jason. Welcome back.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
Nice to get a little bit of time off. It's always good. It's always good to get some time off for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. So here I will. What is going on here?
We got a little funky camera action going on.
There we go. That's a little bit. That's a little bit better. So
yeah.
We're gonna get to some. Last week you did some fruity beers, I guess.
Yeah, we did.
Collins couldn't handle the real stuff, so we wanted some
did
sweeter ones.
Exactly. We did like kind of beer that doesn't taste like beer. You know, we had a fuzzy peach beer, a pina colada beer. It was a lot of fun, but I thought we'd swing back in the other direction today and do some just classic traditional beer.
Okay. Now, what is that bucket you got?
Oh, yes. Okay. So you guys, this is like the future of beer packaging, I think. Okay, we got this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but okay.
That is literally like a 5-gallon bucket of beer.
Yeah, if you aren't watching, like imagine like those Home Depot buckets, or I don't know what you would call this, like a utility bucket or something. It's like this 5-gallon.
And of our farmers, like just think of it like your white grain bucket that you're feeding grain into your cows.
Yeah, totally. So it's, I mean, when people first see this, I think some people think it's just like liquid beer inside, just like 5 gallons and just beer sloshing around, but no, it's 24 cans. You just need a bag of ice, you throw it in this bucket.
So there's the cans
it's
of beer.
The cans in the bucket. It's not the actual liquid beer.
Well, that's
inside.
actually almost easier to carry than a flat.
It is. It's actually, it's super.
It's like perfect camping.
Way lighter than you would think. It's super handy. I mean, we just got them in yesterday. I've just been super stoked about them, so I just thought I'd show you. And for people that just want like beer,
what's it called?
It's called Small Town Berta beer, which is it's Small Town Berta. They're like a meme page on Instagram and stuff. So go follow Sports 1440 and then follow Small Town Berta. You'll see that it's like relatable, funny Alberta stuff.
Okay.
And so they collaborated with Snake Lake Brewing out of Sylvan Lake and did this bucket of beer.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah, just plug that first. But yeah, so we're doing a little history tour here today. So we got 6 different beers, kind of like little couplets of each. So we'll start with our English beer. We're going to the area of Yorkshire. So beer number 1 is the Theakston Best Bitter. So this is 3.8%. A bitter it's a specific style of English pale ale. So when you see a big like bitter on the can, don't let that scare you away. It's not nearly as bitter as like an IPA or that sort of style.
It's not bitter at all.
No, it's all about bitters. Are all about balance and drinkability. These were this is like the original session beer. You see the term session being thrown around quite a bit in modern craft beer, but this is where it all comes from. This is just like no fuss. This is, if you're in a small English pub, this is what you'd be having in pints with your buddies over the course of a few hours. Like it's below 4%, but it's just super, it's really tasty. It's got that nice balance of the malt and sort of those leafy herbal hops to it. So big time flavor. They've been doing it. Theakston's been around since the 1800s. This is still family owned brewery out of Yorkshire. This is like a classic pub ale. And it's interesting, we're starting to see more and more now a lot of people looking for this style, so stuff from England, but also a lot of local Canadian and North American breweries are doing this classic English pub style. So there seems to be, a resurgence to it. So something a little different, still tons of flavor, but just a really nice pale ale that's nice and easy drinking. So thought we'd kick things off that way. So sticking to Yorkshire here, England, we got the Samuel Smith's Tatty Porter. I know we've
very
done,
dark, buddy.
Yeah,
it's almost like black.
It's super dark. Just smell it though. It's like,
oh god, it smells really
amazing.
Good.
You get that nice chocolatey note to it. So a porter,
see, I like a good porter.
Yeah. And it's for back in the 18th century.
Acquired taste though.
It is,
I didn't like porter 10 years ago.
No, and it's more of a mild version of a stout in a lot of ways. Historically, it was the popular beer style with during the Industrial Revolution in England. A lot of the porters on the docks and the streets of London. This was kind of this is like the working man's beer,
Working man's beer.
Yeah. Put in a hard day.
Yeah. Oh, big bottle, 550 mils.
Yeah, it's a big boy, and it's a style that went out of fashion for a long time and didn't really come back until about the 1970s. So it was gone for, better half of a century. But Samuel Smith was one of the breweries that really brought back a porter as a style. And now this is kind of ubiquitous. You see porters all over the place, but this is a benchmark for the style. This Tatty Porter, it's everyone's trying to replicate it nowadays, but you'll see again, super dark, but just so smooth and chocolatey, and like it doesn't have any chocolate or anything added to it. It's just all the malts and the natural beer.
Yeah, it's like a very light chocolate. I don't want anybody. It's not sweet by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it finishes super dry. And they use this mineral water. They use the same well that they've been using since 1758 to brew the beer. Like it's just history in a glass. It's excellent stuff.
I like that, history in a glass. That's a very good one. So up next we got what do we got here?
The Eyinger Altbärisch Dunkel. So we're going to Bavaria now.
Okay.
And we've had Eyinger on the show a few times, a few of their different beers. And I was surprised we never featured this one before because it's one of my all-time favorites. So it's a Munich Dunkel style. And I think a lot of people, when they think of German beers, they'll think of Pilsners or just easy drinking pale lagers. But before that was all the rage. This is what everyone in Munich was drinking back before the sort of Czech Pilsner made its way to Germany. Everyone was drinking this style of dark beer. And it's
like a light amber.
Yeah.
It's got a very unique taste to it.
It's it's a lager, but a little darker. They use 5 different malt varieties. To me, if you're trying to teach someone or you're trying to explain how malt flavor affects the beer and you need a perfect example of it, like this is the one I go to all the time. Like it's just, you get so many different aromas from it. You get almost like a bread crust and a little bit of caramel, and it's just tons of flavor going on, but it's just so smooth and so like just silky and easy drinking. And it's just the perfect example of what malt can do in beers. Because nowadays, especially with the local and North American craft breweries, it's mostly about hops. People talk about that a lot with their pale ales and IPAs. But for me, those malty beers are my favorite. And so this is one of my
it's
all-time.
a very unique, different taste in beer. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It goes great with like barbecue or grilled meats, and that's what it brings out those flavors so much.
Very light and no aftertaste.
No aftertaste. It's so smooth. So sticking to Bavaria now, we got the Weihenstephaner Vitus Weizenbach.
Cool.
So it's a mouthful, but this one is.
I just like the bottles in some of these European.
They're just
beers.
Classic, just like
big boys
so
too.
Sophisticated looking, right? And it's Weihenstephaner, again, it's a beer we've had on before, but not this specific one. And they are the oldest still operating brewery in the world. They've been brewing beer since 1040. So hundreds and hundreds of years.
Like this is one of the greatest. Just if you like kind of a light flavored beer, that's got, but it tastes very full, if that makes any sense.
Big time. Yeah. It's a Weizenbach. It's a rare style. You don't see it too much. You might have heard Weizen or Hefeweizen before.
God, that is good.
Yeah. So it's a stronger version of German style wheat ale. And you'll see, for me, the big thing, I don't know if
it's 7.7.
7.7.
Doesn't taste like it at all.
So it's a strong one, but you'll notice for me on the nose, you get like ripe banana and cloves, different spices.
Yeah.
It's but yeah, again, it's just so well made and you don't notice that alcohol percentage, and it's just a wonderful beer.
It is very good.
Yeah. So
I really like that. Very different.
Yeah, totally.
And now we got a sour ale.
We have a sour ale. We're going to the Flanders region in Belgium right now. So this is the Rodenbach Grand Cru. Now this is the one, if you have some friends that are more into wine rather than beer and you want to get something to really impress them.
This is the beer that will impress the winos.
Yeah, this is like the Burgundy of beers. And it's Rodenbach. They're the ones who basically originated this style. It's called a Flanders Red Ale. And it's so they do a lot of oak aging. This Grand Cru, they have beer. It's a blend of different ages of beer. So they have a lot of beer that's been in these huge oak barrels called foeders for about 2 years. And then they blend it with some of the younger beer that they've brewed that spent a little less time on the oak and just try to get that right balance. But you'll notice it's like, and this is typical of the style. One thing, I don't want to scare people away by saying it, but it's kind of got this balsamic vinegar kind of note to it.
Oh God, I don't taste that at all.
No. It's like, to me on the nose, I get that a little bit, but then you get dark cherries and
the flavor is like, vanilla. It's not like when I've had sour beers before and you're like, oh, my eyes kind of squint up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sour beer though. It's very crisp and you taste sour, but it's not like punch me in the face. Oh my God. That's like I'm chewing on one of those sour candies where it's sour.
Yeah, big
This
time.
is very subtle but fresh. Like honestly, this might be my favorite beer here.
Oh wow, that's
today.
surprising. This was the one I was kind of the most nervous if you would like it or not. But it's
very different. I like sour though, so I like a little bit of like a sour taste to it.
And you're right though, because a lot of the sours are the sort of the kettle sour.
Yeah, they're too much.
They're just too much. This one's got nice because you get those sweeter toffee and malty notes to it, and then the dark fruit. It's just you could stand this up to any red wine from Burgundy or Bordeaux and it's like I like it. Yeah. And then to cap things off, we've got the Guden Careless Classic. So this is from the brewery Het Anker in the Flanders region in Belgium.
Okay.
It's been brewing since about the early 1400s.
Yeah.
And so they have a long, rich history. Guden Careless, it's a reference to it's like the gold coins that Charles V distributed, and like he's the leader of the Holy Roman Empire. So it's got this just rich history to it. It's one of those ones that defies any sort of style categorization. Like it's sort of in that Belgian dark, strong, Belgian double quad sort of area, but they've been brewing it so long that it predates all those sort of stylistic criteria. And to me, it's one of those darker Belgian beers that's a true hidden gem, because a lot of people go to, and we've talked a lot about those authentic Trappist beers like Chimay and Westmalle and the world-class amazing beers. But I think a lot of people pass over this one, the Guden Careless, and they shouldn't, because it's right up there for quality. It matches any of those Trappist breweries. It's got like all those rich dark malt notes and the spices, and
there's a lot of, to use a Strutty line, there's a bouquet of flavors right there.
Yeah, there's a lot. And
Lots of different, there's like a lot going on in that beer.
There's a lot. Yeah. And it's got that, I think that's a quality that runs through all these, is they all have that sort of a dry finish. So they aren't cloying. They got tons of flavor, but it doesn't sort of exhaust your palate. It's got that dry finish that just makes you want to have another sip. And another thing too, you might have noticed as we've gone through, I tried to serve these a little warmer than usual. Usually I bring all the beers on ice and keep them, nice and cold fridge temperature, but these ones I let sit out for a little bit to get a little closer to that room temperature. So you get all those different flavors and complexities that the breweries are going for. And a lot of times if you serve the beer too cold, you lose a lot of that nuance and a lot of those flavors. So you really want to, if you're going for these classic ones, don't be afraid to serve them a little bit warmer. Like let them sit out of the fridge for an hour or so, and you're going to get all those wonderful flavors coming through.
Yeah, let them sit. That's the other thing. Keep some of these ales, you want to have warm room temperature. You don't want to have super cold in the fridge.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Steve, great stuff, buddy. Good mix. Once again, go to SherbrookeLiquor.com and you will see it online. It's got all the beers that we talked about today, the sours to the ales. Light tasting, or the traditional Tatty Porter as well. It's good stuff, buddy. And the bucket of beer.
The bucket of beer.
You can get it right now at Sherbrooke Liquor. I just think somebody would like to walk into a party carrying one of those. What do you got there? It's a bucket of beer. And it's literally a bucket of beer, 5-galloner.
It's unreal.
Classic. Check it out at Sherbrooke Liquor. Awesome stuff, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.
There you go. That's Steve Bazan joins us every Thursday here on Thirsty Thursdays. Coming up, we got TR JJ Ross from the Elks will join us, so we'll update you. Did the Jays win again? Find out now. Connor Halley in a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Hire Good. For professional property services you can feel good about, get Hire Good. Site cleanup, debris removal, seasonal maintenance, and more. HireGood.ca. Stable jobs create stable lives.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Blue Jays still in action right now, leading the Cubbies 2-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Runner on first for Chicago 0. Still in seats was great in this one. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, only allowing 2 hits. Elsewhere, Tigers up on the Mariners 4-0. Later today, you got Phillies, Nationals, White Sox head to Boston, Braves host the Marlins, Twins and Royals. Diamondbacks get the Padres earlier today. Orioles falling to the Angels at home 4-1. Mets beat up on the Guardians 13-6. The Brewers drop the Pirates 5-2. From the NHL, Pittsburgh Penguins and Ville Koivunen agreeing to an 8-year, $32 million contract extension. The former second-round pick has 2 goals and 12 assists in 47 career games. CFL tonight, Week 10 kicks off. Argonauts and the Stampeders from Toronto Kickoff set for 5:30. In the NFL, you've got the Hall of Fame game, Cards and Panthers. That one gets going at 6 o'clock from Canton, Ohio. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by former NHLer Terry Ryan, Edmonton Elks defensive back JJ Ross, and we'll speed things up in the CanTorque Racing Report with Colin Livingston. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy,
to the Jason Gregor Show,
moving
Sports
sooner
1440.
with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Come on down to the Brick. The Price is Right live event is on now. Enter in-store for your chance to instantly win from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Then shop incredible savings throughout the store, like up to $2,220 off select sectionals, up to 40% off select mattresses, up to 20% off select major appliances, and up to $600 off big screen TVs. Plus, finance with 0% interest and equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Hurry in before these offers end August 12th. The Brick, saving you more.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday. A special celebration.
You
or
too.
just
Thanks
a
so much.
sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details and stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in technology, techniques, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Just after 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. Kind of chilly out there for August today. Was standing out Elks practice and was windy, cloudy, a little chilly. The AC/DC in town this weekend. There's a big Cubbies just tied the game.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on with Varland all of a sudden? Isn't that the second blown save in like his last few appearances?
Well,
might be. Oh my goodness.
At least if there's a flood, his pants will stay dry.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's jeez. Somewhere Dylan Cease is fist pounding a bench as that is a wasted effort for him. Cubbies tied in the bottom of the ninth on a 2-run shot. And barring another run, they'll be going to extra innings for the second day in a row, will the Blue Jays. It is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where, of course, every day you can check out. We always got Jason Gregor Show odds boost specials. Got one for a little MLB triple play later tonight involving the Phillies, Padres, and the Twins. And we got the Connor Halley special, little CFL action. Who does he like to win? Check it out at PlayAlberta.ca. As we go in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical. Take action on your savings with the most diversified electrical contractor in the province. They can walk you through all the steps. If you've been thinking about getting solar for your commercial building, get up to 30% rebates. Check it out, actionelectrical.net. As former NHLer star on Shoresy is Hitch. Terry Ryan joins us. TR, how you doing?
Doing all right. Been traveling a lot and home for a little bit now. Just did the Alex Newhook Golf Celebrity Classic the other day. It was a lot of fun.
Now, were you emceeing that as the Alex Newhook #1 super fan? Were you emceeing that event?
David Amber did.
Oh,
He's better at that than I am. But
well, that's debatable.
Well, it depends what crowd you're talking to.
Yes.
But it was nice. A few of the Habs came over, and a few alumni, and a lot of local buddies and, musicians, actors, all of it. It was a lot of fun.
You look at a guy like Newhook. Did you have a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, I did. We spoke for quite a bit. I mean, he had a lot on the go, but and he's been back for most of the summer, so we've had a few conversations.
What's kind of, I don't know how much you would go into it at all about kind of, his career path and where he's gone. And, a lot of it comes down to, being in the right place at the right time, TR, with someone who believes in you, as a coach and as a player, right? He was in Colorado and he's been ultra consistent. I'll say this, 13, 14, 15, 15, 13. And he had 13 goals last year in only 42 games. Like last year, he was clearly on his way to his best season of his career. And then obviously went on that playoff run and scored 7 goals there. Did he feel like maybe last year was a little bit of a breakout year for him?
The thing is, he's real positive, and, he talks with kids a lot. His sister, Abby Newhook, plays for Boston, the PWHL. Her and Maggie Connors, who play for Toronto. They have a hockey school up the road here in the summers. So Alex does some speaking at that. And, I see the way he handles himself, and there's a lot. They have the day before, they have like a thing where you can come in and meet the players, and it's mostly kids. And, through those conversations, because I don't like asking them one-on-one, but you can kind of just pick it up, right? And the thing about Alex, growing up, he was definitely everybody knew when he was 12 years old. It's no surprise. He was one of the best players in Canada. Just look at the stats and where he, like me, he left early, left at 14 14. And went and pursued it, but he comes back and he works real hard. Now, the thing about Alex, obviously earlier against different competition, it's easier to dominate. But he's always had that adaptability and not only what league he's in, but what team he's on. And he's always had that clutch gene. It's wild. When he was getting 2 goals, 3 goals a game back here, he's still, no surprise, but he would get the big goal. You look at it when he went up to St. Andrews, when he went out to Victoria, he had a reputation for scoring the big goal, right? And now all of a sudden, you're still one of the better players, but you're not always. He goes to Boston, same thing. And lo and behold, it's not the exact same in the NHL, where he's getting far less goals, but he just has that. I don't know if he's honed into the zone. I mean, I did ask him, but, he just jokes about it because he's humble. But there's something about that, right? There has to be something about that. If you have the right mindset, and I will say, I've never seen anybody work harder off the ice. Trains here with Ryan Power Conditioning. He's always done it. I mean, since that age. He wasn't like pumping iron at 12, of course, but always like running, playing soccer, like always athletic. What do I need to do? I'm going to do it, right? And he's not in your face, and he doesn't like drop your gloves. So a lot of people don't realize that side of it. He's really tenacious. He's really focused, determined to get the job done. How am I going to do it? Not everybody drops the gloves, right? And not everybody's a huge physical presence, but he does. Like, he picks it up in the playoffs. He'll finish those hits, man, and then some. And you know, he's gotten a lot better defensively. To see a guy that locks in, he knows what he can do. Whatever team he's on, the odds are you're going to get he's going to maximize his potential within that role.
TR, Ville Koivunen today. He has played a grand total of 47 NHL games. He has 2 goals. He signed a contract extension today, and he's a forward for 8 years at $4 million AAV, $32 million for 2 goals in 47 NHL games, 7 points. Now, he was a guy who lit it up in the American League, right? Point a game guy, 2 years in a row. And he's young, he's 23, and they're obviously betting on him. But this is one that they look and say, wow, you know, we got so much extra cap space that we can take this chance. But this is kind of a wild signing today by the Penguins.
A wild signing. Yeah, usually, though, you know, I don't really need to look, but the 8-year term players are usually, let's just say, more dynamic earlier in their careers, and this is a chance. But if it works out at all, especially with the cap going up, at first I thought it was ludicrous from the team's perspective, but now I'm looking, going, you know, like, my mind is still locked into a few years ago when Carolina took Kotkaniemi for like $5 million, and everybody thought it was like just overpay. And now $4 or $5 million, and maybe it's just the recency bias of those $18 million per year contracts. But ever since then, it's almost like everything that's realigned things and reshifted things. At least right now, for the moment, it's seemingly more than anything in recent history. So these numbers now coming out, everybody's got a different game plan. You're seeing people try, these offer sheets. 8 years for a guy with a couple of years, a small amount of games played. These are different tactics, but I think people are just starting to try to think outside the box and hit a home run, you know?
Potentially, yeah. Like, I think with that much cap space, they look and say, you know what? Why not? We'll take a chance and see if it works for us or not. So it is wild, man. You don't see, like, I know people in Edmonton are like, oh my God, this makes a Trent Frederick deal. Like, Trent Frederick at least had scored 18 and 17 goals, in 2 seasons, and he got 3.85. And now he was a little bit older, of course, but now one wrong doesn't 2 wrongs don't make a right. So it doesn't make up for it, but it is, and we're gonna have Seth Rohrbaugh joining us later on. But this is, I'm trying to think, like, an 8-year deal. That's the other thing. Like, this is the last summer of 8-year deals. It would be wild if this was the last player to sign an 8-year contract, because as of September 15th, no one else can sign an 8-year deal. So we got whatever that is, 37 days, 38 days until the 8-year contracts are done in the NHL.
We're not even sure if he's an NHL player. Right? I mean, you're going to have to put him there, but, like, I'm just saying, we don't really know. Otherwise, he would have played more games by now.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a star in the mind. A lot of guys are like, now, of course, I'm trusting, the group that gave him over $30 million to play hockey. They probably know more than I'm just saying. It hasn't, stranger things have happened. People have ripped it up at lower levels and haven't panned out. Hello, look who you're talking to. So, like, you just never know. And with Frederick, I think that was a way different situation, even though I know how the way Oilers are fans, but I mean, a lot of games played in the league. He's a high pick with the 18, 17 goals, then he would have 20 and was playing well. So, and, the door isn't closed on him. Who knows? If they find that guy, a youngish player with, a lot of gas in the tank, and I know that I'm going out there, and the the team invested all that money and the fans are there. I want to prove something to him. I would think he's got a lot of pride. People who play with passion usually have a lot of pride. And if it's me, I want to prove everybody wrong, or at least going back a year, the management right.
Yeah, no, that is totally fair. One last one for you, TR, as we're into kind of the dog days. Training camp does start not that long. What is it? 40 days away from training camp, and then you got preseason, and boom, we got the regular season in September. I wrote an article today about Savoy and Howard, because I've seen a lot of people talk about, geez, I'm not sure Howard can play under Babcock or Matt Savoy. And I know in Toronto, he had lots of rookies play. Now, that was a different team. They weren't a team that was poised to be a cup contender. The Oilers are. So I went back and looked at the last time he coached a cup contender, and that was the Red Wings when they won the cup in 2008, and then they went to it again in 2009. And he had two forwards, Yuri Hudler, Valtteri Filppula, both in 2008, were in their second years in the NHL, and both were regulars in their top 8. You know, Hudler ended up 4th in playoff scoring with 14 points. Filppula played 16 minutes in the regular season, 60 minutes again in the playoffs. Babcock will play younger players, you know, if they play well. And what do you think the chances are? Both, like, I think Savoy's a lock. He's making the team, no question. Yeah. I think he's probably a lock, maybe in the top 6. Do you think him and Howard are both regulars this year?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, well, if not, I think Howard's done some disappointing. I given how he came in, and I'm not saying he's Gavin McKenna type scuttlebutt on that guy, but you know, he's a very talented player that the Oilers acquired, and there was a certain expectation, and now all of a sudden, you know, you've been here for more than a year. Yeah, I would think if I'm him, I'm thinking I'm making that NHL team. I know they got a great squad, but I've known that for a year, and I'm a great player. I'm thinking, and you know, to have young players adapt is never a bad thing. Sometimes you don't have to search too far to find what you want, right? It's just in the minors. So I would think, and as far as Babcock, the thing about it as well, like, you know, because of a few instances, and we know that he can be a hard ass and all that, but again, he's gone through a screening process with current Oilers who know exactly, who are smart, logical people. I don't think he's going to get on it, like, I don't think anything crazy. I don't think we're going to hear anything about that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think Mike Babcock knows exactly what he got to do. And because of all those things that sidetracked, you know, those off ice and you know, how much he can be hard on guys. But again, I think it's just he hasn't. Same thing with him. There's a level of logic. He won. I remember, like I said, I met him in Spokane. The players there liked him. It was a long time ago. He was respectable to me after a guy. I just think all of that can, and I'm not saying we're totally out of the woods. Maybe he'll be awful, but I'm thinking he always did, like you just said. You'd have to track down the stats because you don't think of Mike Babcock that way, but he wants to win as well. And if that means developing, he might have a different way to do it. But, and that's probably true. Probably always has had a different way to do it. But he's given young players a chance many times, even on the national team. You know, so I would, if it's me, and I would be thinking more like, you know, let's get in the room. I'll do everything I can to make the coach happy. But yeah, I would be thinking the same about Connor and Leon. What can I do to make sure that those guys are in my sub? How do I work? I'd go to them with lots of questions if I was a young player, for sure. I mean, not that I wouldn't have them for the coach, but you know, you guys are honed in here. Like, I know you got more experience than me. You were in my position once. You know, I would really be absorbing a lot from the older players, those two in particular, if I was a forward.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. TR, good to catch up with you, buddy. Have yourself a great weekend.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Edmonton. And we'll talk again on Tuesday.
There you go. That's Terry Ryan joins us Tuesday, Thursdays here on Sports 1440. We'll take a quick break. We got JJ Ross joining us next as the Elks set to fly out to take on the Alouettes here. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of CanTorque. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at CanTorque.com. Our tools age better than I do.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
At GS Construction, we won't quit until we find a way to get the job done. And the right person makes all the difference. We're looking for our next superintendent, an experienced leader ready to take on the role. Because while GS Construction is building the water, sewage, and drainage systems Edmonton communities rely on, the superintendent is building up the team. If you know how to keep a job site safe, productive, and moving, we want to hear from you. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
They're going all out to earn your business at Wolf GMC Buick. Right now, they're seriously overstocked on over 400 pieces of inventory on clearance and ready to move. See for yourself. Click on the clearance tab at wolfgmcbuick.com. And it gets even better. Employee pricing continues with huge cash discounts, 0% purchase financing, and low lease rates on select vehicles. Once again, see their website for details or stop in today. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Diamond Ride is one of Alberta's premier specialty charter companies. With our luxury motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation services. Our seatbelt equipped, top-of-the-line motor coaches have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel needs across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers, the next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
I'm back. Oh, my goodness. What a catch. Ernie Clement. Thought the game was over. Runners on second and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 10th. Looked like it was going to be a single for sure. Clement comes out of nowhere, diving grab, and saves the game. So now they'll go to the 11th, tied at 2. And, of course, in the new, the crowd was on their feet. They thought it was game over. Even Kelly, the hitter, he was running hand up. He thought he'd won the game. Oh, that will. If you haven't seen it, you'll check that out on the highlights. That's a pretty good grab, I'll tell you. Pretty good catch by Ernie Clement. It is the Gregor Show presented by playalberta.ca. Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at playalberta.ca. And they have Elks going into Montreal. A little bit of an underdog. So if you like the green and gold, to sweep the Owls, check it out at playalberta.ca as we get to our CFL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home with the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your AC or furnace, or bundle them up and save even more at legacyheating.ca. As we are joined by Elks defensive back JJ Ross in his second season with the green and gold. JJ, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
Hey,
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, JJ. It's you came in last year, made I thought a really good impression as a rookie in a very tough position to play. Kind of take me back to your first year in the CFL and just seeing so many receivers in motion. How much of an adjustment for you was that as a DB?
That was probably the biggest adjustment I had to make, to be honest, coming up here. I actually got here mid-season 24, and so I was on practice squad the whole time. So I just really was getting used to it a little bit then, but I never played still. And then I came back, new coaching staff. I wasn't playing still, so I still had to get used to the waggle. But then seeing it in the game is just different, bro. Honestly, it's just different. But yeah, man, that's probably the thing I would say is probably just the waggle. That was something I had to get used to for sure. But season last year was great. I'm just so blessed and grateful to be able to have an opportunity and to get the opportunity to, be a boundary corner for the Edmonton Elks. So I take a lot of pride in it, man. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunity.
What was the biggest adjustment, JJ? You got to backpedal quicker. Like, what do you got to do to handle those guys when they're coming out of the waggle?
Both quicker and more patient at the same time. Being able to read tempo of receivers. That's probably the main thing. Is being able to read the tempos of the receivers. How are they coming off? Are they coming off hard, or are they coming off not as hard? You know what I mean? So stuff like that.
Now you're flying out today. When you're on the flight, do you sleep on the plane? Are you reading books on the plane? You listen to music? You playing cards? What do you do on your plane rides?
Yeah, I read books, man. I listen to music, talk to the guys, really do everything. Especially this flight, we got a long one ahead of us. So we be doing everything on this flight. Okay. What
would be in JJ Ross's like top 5 playlist that you're listening to?
Okay. I'm a big Morgan guy, man. I like Morgan Wallen. I listen to him a lot. I like Post Malone. I listen to him a lot too. Who else I like to listen to? I like listening to Christian rap as well.
Okay.
So I like a lot of Christian rappers. That's really it, man. I really I used to listen to Gunna a little bit, Lil Baby, not as much anymore, but kind of just mix it up, really.
Okay, so fairly eclectic then. You can listen to a lot of different things. All right, that's
yeah.
So you like some country music? Do you know how to two-step?
I do.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, I got a little rhythm to me, man.
Okay, all right, that's good.
Hopefully, if I get in the end zone, I can show a little something.
That was my next question. If JJ Ross is going on a pick 6, are we going to see a TD celebration dance? Do you already have it planned?
I definitely do have it planned. Me and the other DBs, we all have our celebrations planned.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we get this maybe as early as Saturday. You're going up against Montreal. Now, you guys have faced them once already. And right now, they got the best passing attack in the league. They got 2 receivers that you really come at. You're going to see a lot of them. I know he switches sides and Phil Potty plays both sides. From what you've watched on film, what makes him so dangerous? How can you slow a guy like that down as a DB?
Their chemistry, man. I just watch them on film. They got a lot of chemistry. They know how to play together. I feel like they know each other like back of their hands. They trust one another. At the end of the day, bro, they're just good players. So, they got to horn to them, and you got to bring it every time you come compete. Versus guys like that, we also know what we have over here too. And no ducking smoke from nobody, and we ready to go. So he's ready to go compete, man. Have a fun one. Especially this one ahead. Like this, the best 2 teams from each division. So let's do it. It's fun.
JJ Ross joins us. JJ, you play on the boundary side. You play a lot beside Jackson, and just kind of talk about the chemistry in between the two of you and how important it is, and what you've learned from Cordell the last few years.
It's my brother, man. That's my big little brother. but I've learned a lot from him. He's just a tremendous leader, especially for the back end, but also just for the defense. He's very vocal. He does it all, really. So I really look up to him in a lot of ways, man. He's helped me a lot, especially when I first got here. Just, reading coverages and talking about the tempo, the waggles, just things like that. So, but our chemistry is second to none. Like I said, I'm always biased though, but I definitely think me and him are if not top 2, but I think we're top DBs, one of the top DBs in the league, especially in our position at boundary corner and boundary half, especially playing together. So it's a pleasure playing with him and playing with the Blanco on my side too as well. Like I'm super comfortable playing with these guys.
JJ Ross joins us. Elks getting set to fly out. They're going to go to Montreal, take on the 7-1 Alouettes. 1:00 start Saturday afternoon. Should be a hell of a game. The secondary got off to a little bit of a slow start when it came to interceptions. And then since then, you guys have kind of been exploding and getting multiples every game. That unit was together last year. And, you come back and everybody's there. That continuity and just maybe the internal healthy competition amongst the 5 guys in the secondary. How do you feed off one another?
Just seeing one another make plays. It's actually we got a little joke going on right now, but T Ford, Terrell Ford, he's actually been the one to pop off the interception for us each game. So we always say, T, you guys started off for us. but like you said, it ended up rapidly, turning. We know that's how it happens, though. It's a long season. Just be where we're supposed to be, make plays, they'll come.
Now, you mentioned that you have you have a TD celebration. Now, I know it doesn't happen often, but do you ever will you ever have a sack dance if you ever have the opportunity? And I know corner blitzes are very, very rare, but is that something that's in your arsenal as well?
I do. I got all stuff in the bag, man. I'm definitely ready to. I'm just ready to pull them out, man. I gotta make some more plays. I'm trying to do that. I'm ready to pull them out, though.
What's the biggest difference you've noticed in how JC Sherritt calls your defense this year to last year?
I don't really. Honestly, JC, he trusts us and he trusts his playbook. So honestly, not really any much difference. We got the same playbook, same calls. You know what I mean? So honestly, there's not too much of a difference this year, really. I think it's just the guys just being in it for another year and just being able to know the system. So I think it's really more of that.
Okay. Zone or man to man? I'm assuming most DB. Do you prefer zone? Do you prefer man to man over zone?
Have interviews. Say it again, sorry.
Do you prefer man to man over zone?
Say it again, sorry, sir.
I said, do you prefer zone or man to man?
Man to man.
And
definitely more of a man to man guy. Sorry, the one of the people in the airport told me I got to hurry up.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I know I hear the planes. So we'll let you go, JJ. I don't want you to get kicked off. I don't want you to miss a flight. So good luck on Saturday. Thanks for joining us right from the tarmac. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully I get to rap with you guys a little longer.
You betcha. That's JJ Ross, DB of the Green and Gold. We'll get him back on. I like that. He was just trying to blow out. Hey, don't worry. I'll get on there. So I love it. They're playing set to leave in about a half an hour's time. So they got some time. Somebody's right on the ball. But hey, you look at the secondary of the Elks are going to have to be really good. And I love what he said about Montreal. He goes, man, they might have the best chemistry. That offense knows what they're doing. And the stats don't lie. You look at Montreal's passing attack. Davis Alexander leads the league in passing yards with 2,788. And you just look at receiving yards. Tyson Philpott already has over 1,023. Tyler Snead is second, and he's at 794. Austin Mack is fourth in the CFL, leads the Elks with 656. He's almost 400 passing yards back of Tyson Philpott. Like, he has been a machine early on. And Ford and Ross are going to be the two guys because they do switch Philpott. He plays both sides. He's not always just up against the boundary corner. He'll play both sides. And it's to me, that's going to be the biggest one. Can they disrupt the consistency of the passing game of the Owls? Easier said than done, because they have been very, very good. Like, Davis Alexander is just having himself a whale of a season, man. Like, it's super impressive.
If you take Philpott's yards after catch, he'd be 20th in the league.
Just in yards after catch?
Just in yards after catch.
It's pretty impressive. So you do have the two leading quarterbacks in passing yards. Now, Chad Kelly's played one fewer game. So he probably would be ahead of Fajardo. He's played 7 games. Fajardo's 8. But so you got guys who can air it out. Both have 14 touchdown passes this year. Fajardo's attempted 270 passes. Alexander's attempted 275. Alexander's completed 194. Fajardo's completed 197. Fajardo has a 71.9 completion percentage. Alexander has a 71.6. The difference is, in those 3 completions, Alexander has 211 more yards. So, he averages 10.1 yards per pass reception, and Fajardo's at 9.5. Not a huge difference. Right? Not a huge difference, about a half a yard. But that is that's where it sits right now. And, man, the Jays just continue to make defensive gems here. Holy cow. Miles Straw just threw out the game-winning run at home plate. Are you kidding me? Jays are playing like they want to go to the playoffs, Connor Halley. This is a wild extra innings, man. Absolutely wild stuff going on. So you'll definitely want to be watching 30 for 30. Jays 30 and 30 a little bit later on. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. The injury report has come out for the Elks. So Nick Anderson's available. He's going to play. David Beard also is going to join back in. That should help the running game. I don't think that's being talked about enough. They really miss David Beard in the run game. Getting him back in. So Beard's going to play center. Boyko's going to play right guard. O'Donnell's going to play left guard. Also, Noah Curtis is going to play. Jared Brinkman's going to play. DeBlanco, Cordell Jackson, and Kenny Logan Jr. were all limited and are questionable, but I expect them to play. Jacob Holmanen's the one guy we know who for sure is out. And there'll be the change on the offensive line. Cordy's going to move back. He'll be the 6th offensive lineman, which, hey, if he's your number 6, that's pretty good. I think it helps in some of the jumbo offensive packages to have your 6 best O-linemen going. And away they go. We'll see where they're at. And now the Jays just made an error.
He praised the defense
to lose the game. A throwing error. Did he just miss the ball at third base, Connor Halley? I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I was trying to get him stealing third and just throw was a little high.
But was it catchable?
Looked like it hit him in the glove, yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah. You get a glove on it, you should catch it. Wow, that's brutal. Playing with fire there, for sure. Quick break. We'll return. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
CanTorque has turned 25. That's right, 25 years of building tools so good, they practically torque themselves. Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at CanTorque.com.
Mr. Rooter cries like a little tiny baby child.
Hey, Mr. Rooter, you've got a package from Mrs. Rooter.
Aw, the card says, "Thank you for our unbreakable bond. You're the pro press fitting to my copper pipe."
Ooh, what's in the package, Mr. Rooter?
Let's see. It's a Plumbus 2000 spud wrench. She knew I'd never buy one for myself.
Just like tears. It's flowing or it's free with Mr. Rooter.
I love that woman.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on virtually our entire lineup of Ford vehicles. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
Lux Windows was founded in 1969 with 5 people and a dream. 55 years later, our team of experts cares a whole lot about building and installing the best possible windows and doors. Because Lux is not just an Alberta-made product. We're one big Alberta-made family. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL, helping you finish your electrical project is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ul.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ul.ca, your partners in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Thursday afternoon. Welcome back, Gregor Halley, Declan Kruger, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. We got a lot of texts coming in. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, what's your thoughts on Sportsnet changing some guys on TV? I'm just curious, since you returned, hope you had a good holiday. That one comes from Mike. Mike, I'd heard that this was coming, right? There was lots of contracts that were up, and they weren't going to be renewed for some people. It's part of the business, right or wrong. You have long careers, and, you need some change. I've argued, I think at times, one of the issues in hockey in Canada is we only have one national broadcaster who has the rights. We have more than one national broadcaster, but only one who has the rights. And so you have the same people on all the time. And I think at times that can become a little bit repetitive, right? Because there are only so many ways to break down a game, right? And, so I've argued at times, I think it would help both if you had TSN get a day or two a week and Sportsnet have the rest. Look at the NFL, Connor Halley. Look at what they do. All the big ones, CBS has it. Fox Sports has some games. ABC, ESPN have some games, right? They all split up, and you have different analysts, and somebody's going to like someone better. That's fine. It doesn't mean they're better, but everybody's going to gravitate towards different ones, but you get more different opinions, right? And different ways to analyze the game. And I actually think that would help. I don't know if they'll ever agree to it in Canada or not. I could see why Sportsnet says we don't want to ever let go any of the rights to TSN. But if I'm looking from a viewer perspective, I think it would be better. Where do you come up?
I mean, hey, if you're going to follow any of the major sports leagues in North America, the NFL probably would be the one you want to go with here. Obviously, these networks forking out a ton of money. And now they're even going online, right? Netflix has the games. You've got the Amazon games. I'm sure there's going to be more coming up, especially if you want the separate feeds. They're doing that sort of thing with like the Manning cast and that sort. I wouldn't be opposed to it. At this point, I mean, a sports fan is already kind of signed up with all these networks. So you might as well spread it around a little bit, get some different voices, some different opinions. I wouldn't have any issue with it solely because the NFL does it and whatever they seem to do always works. So follow in their footsteps. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. I just think it's something to consider. I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it is it's something to consider down the road. It's obviously not going to happen anytime soon. But as far as the changes go, you know what? I saw now I was on holiday, so it kind of be away. But I know as Kelly Rudy put out a post. Has there been any other announcements, Cons, of who else isn't coming back? Is it just him?
That was the only one. And, you know, he said he got the announcement a long time ago. I think he said it was June 19th.
Well,
right?
yeah, he would for sure.
Yeah. So it's, I guess, whenever these guys want to announce it.
Yeah.
But he was the only one I heard.
Okay.
Officially, yeah.
So, and he's been doing it since, since the 90s, man. It's been close to 30 years for sure since he was on TV. So that's a hell of a run. So good for Kelly. You know what? I'm sure if he wants, he can get into doing something else if they like. Hey, Gregor, didn't they give up Wednesday to Amazon? They do have that now. That's the 1 day a week, and that brings in a different perspective for sure. It's streaming only though, right? So that's a little bit different. I have my thoughts on the streaming broad. You know, if you can get the quality of it, so everything else is good production wise, I don't have an issue with. I've liked some of the other names they've had on there, so that's been good. Let's get to our racing report, brought to you by CanTorque, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. You can find your solution at CanTorque.com. As Colin Livingston joins us once again. CL, how you doing?
Very, very, very slowly on Highway 40, somewhere between Montreal and Trois-Rivières, my man.
Oh, all right. Moving slow there. So, hopefully no major accidents. Let's start with F1. I know it's the summer break season, I guess, right now for F1. But there's lots of contracts. We were just talking earlier about, contracts set to expire. And you got Antonelli and Mercedes, Hajar with the Red Bull. You got Albon and Sainz and Williams, Lawson and Lindbaum with RB Jr., Alonso and Stroll, Aston Martin, Bierman and Ocon and Haas, Hülkenberg and Audi, Colapinto and Alpine, Norris with McLaren, right? And then there's some others that are suspected, maybe Russell and Mercedes, Hamilton, Ferrari, Perez and Bottas in Cadillac. And that doesn't even mention Max Verstappen, who has the out option. Antonelli's not going anywhere, is he?
No, I mean, his contract's up at the end of the year, but that is, the guy's going to, unless catastrophe hits, he's going to win the championship. He's not going anywhere. The guys that I'm kind of looking at more, I think Hajar is going to be re-signed. But Ocon, I think this is the end of the road for him. And then it'll be interesting to see what Red Bull, Racing Bulls, V-Carb, whatever they're calling themselves these days, does with Lawson and Lindblad.
Okay. Now, what about Ferrari, and Mercedes really with Russell, and then Hamilton and Ferrari? Do you think those two are changing?
The only way that something changes with Russell is if Verstappen makes himself available. I don't think there's any way that Ferrari's going to, put Lewis on the sidelines. Their next potential driver is Oliver Bierman, and he's just not ready to take that over. I mean, I think Ferrari's kind of learned this year that Lewis is superior to probably anyone they've had since maybe even Vettel or Alonso back in the day that could actually get their car set up. Not enough credit's been given to Lewis for sorting through the issues that he kind of inherited. They've become, you know, a whole lot more competitive, which is something that if they were really tasking Leclerc to run the team, to be their prime guy, I don't think they'd be seeing the same results.
Okay. Colin Livingston joins us. A few things. Now you're down in Trois-Rivières, the Grand Prix. Now you won the last road race. Did you not at Calabougie?
Yeah, we're bringing some road course momentum into this weekend for sure.
Now, momentum is not a thing in racing, is it?
Well, the way a broadcaster would say it, no. But from a practical standpoint, yes. I mean, the tracks are not exactly the same between Calabougie and GP3R. But when your road course car, when you kind of get the setup to where the driver's most, you know, comfortable to be competitive, it does translate. Like, you know, it's a vastly different setup when we're at, say, Mo Sport to what we're going to be doing this weekend. But, you know, when you've got the good base on your road course car, it's absolutely, you know, it's something that we will be carrying into this weekend. I know that, you know, we'll be walking a little bit taller and, you know, hopefully we implement the last couple of changes we talked about with our crew chief, Don Thompson Jr. And we need to, you know, the problem we've got is that this is Disneyland, the Super Bowl, and like the biggest of the big, all wrapped up into one weekend, where we're going to get, this is going to be the biggest field we see all year. You know, people are, they throw everything that they've got at it. So, you know, even if we've got our car perfect, there's still going to be a crazy amount of competition. So we still need, you know, we need a few things to fall our way, but at least we know we're going to be starting on the right foot.
Now, this year is a little bit different. You mentioned how many cars you have starting, but the odd-numbered qualifiers are going to run in the Sprint 1, and then even number run in Sprint 2, and the results determine the starting order for the race, correct?
Yeah, kind of similar to what Daytona's done with the duels over the years. So, yeah, when we qualify on Saturday, positions 1 and 2 are locked, so you can't lose out if you get the pole or you get outside pole. Then those two still have to start in the sprint races, but likely what'll happen, because you don't want to take any chances that you're going to destroy your car, like those guys will likely let the field go and then just run at the back, or maybe test something. But yeah, the sprints are going to add a totally different dynamic that, you know, you have a bad qualifying, but you know your car's going to race okay. It's not the end of the world, because, you know, you're going to have, I honestly didn't look at what the schedule says. We only got the schedule the other day, but I think it's like, you know, 15 or 20 laps. So, you know, pretty much a third of the actual race. Definitely going to add a lot more on-track excitement for the fans, and really mix things up from Saturday qualifying to once we get through. I just hope, we've got so much racing that we're going to be doing. Like, this starts 5 weekends for us in the next 6, and the next 4 races are road courses. So, you know, nobody can take a chance, you know, piling up their stuff this weekend, because we need to be in Markham next weekend. We get 1 weekend off, then we run iCar and Mo Sport in back-to-back weekends. So, you know, nobody's really got that luxury to go, you know, flat out.
Okay. Quickly, the road course, so based on all the qualifications, when the race itself starts, is there a lot of passing opportunities?
GP3R is pretty tough. There are, for sure, especially if you're legitimately faster. Most of the mid-pack guys some of them are aware. They'll just let you go. You know, you can pass kind of into turn 1 at the back of the short straight at turn 4, 5. And then, you know, we'll see some passing, you know, coming into the final hairpin. if people want to go back and look, there's videos where guys like Andrew Ranger and Kerry Mix have tried passing each other in every single corner for 2 straight laps.
Oh, well, that's always a good time. So we look forward to it. Colin, drive safe. Hopefully you drive fast and you get there in time.
That's Stag's job. But, yeah, I really appreciate it. Hopefully we see you back in the studio next week, my man.
You betcha. There you go. That's Colin Livingston. The Racing Report brought to you by CanTorque. Coming up in the final few hours of the show today, we got Spec. Seth Rohrbaugh is going to join us in just a wild contract that it's rare to see someone get 8 years after only 47 NHL games. 47 NHL games that led to 2 goals and 7 points. But that contract was signed today. $32 million. Good for him. Oh, we'll see. It's a pretty big swing. Pretty big swing. You got a few years, really, because if it doesn't work out in a few years, you can buy it out at a third, which is still not great, but you can buy it out at basically, a 1.33 cap hit for a few years, which wouldn't be terrible. We're also going to talk a little NFL. We got some stats today. Our roundtable is next after Connor Halley and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Go Auto. You're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV? This weekend, GoAuto.ca has over 17,000 vehicles, new and used, for you to choose from. Shop till you drop. GoAuto.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Tough one for the Jays earlier today. They fall in extras to the Cubbies 3-2 despite a great outing from Dylan Cease, striking out 10 in 7 innings, allowing just 2 hits. Elsewhere, Brewers over the Pirates 5-2. The Guardians fell to the Mets at home 13-6. The Reds edged the Athletics 6-5. And it was the Angels over the Orioles 4-1. Right now, Tigers up on the Mariners 6-0 in the 7th. Later today, you got the Phillies, Nationals, White Sox, Red Sox, Braves host the Marlins, Twins taking on the Royals, and the Padres in the desert taking on the Diamondbacks. In the CFL, Week 10 gets going tonight. Argos and Stampeders from Toronto at 5:30. From the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins and Billy Koivunen agreeing to terms on an 8-year contract worth $32 million. The former second-round pick has 2 goals and 12 assists in 47 career NHL games. In the NFL, Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions agreeing to a 3-year contract extension worth $75.75 million, $51.5 guaranteed to make him the highest-paid running back in NFL history. Since being drafted in 2023, Gibbs has been named to 3 consecutive Pro Bowls. On the field tonight, Hall of Fame game, Cards and Panthers from Canton, Ohio. That'll get going at 6 o'clock. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll discuss the Penguins with Seth Rohrbaugh. We'll also ask 5 questions and get to the roundtable. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, the Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Varkels to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, the Fruit Squad, Morningwood, Rockzilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the 1s and 2s, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Just Rab and 118th.
craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant in the Silent Ice Center, just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails in a stylish, modern atmosphere. Perfect for a casual meal or a special night out. Summit offers a refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Make Summit Restaurant your destination tonight.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out elksnation.ca. Articles, podcast, and more breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth WE football coverage, elksnation.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 4 o'clock, rolling through Thursday afternoon, the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca as we get set for a big weekend. If you're a big CFL fan, that game on Saturday, can't wait. Man, you're in a stretch of run here, game by the green and gold, where every game is much-watched TV. Those two Saskatchewan-Edmonton games were fantastic. Fantastic. Now I was out of town on the weekend, but we sat down, the group of us, and watched the game, and crowd looked great. Game was highly entertaining, back and forth, and a few missed opportunities in the red zone for the Elks, and that's the difference. Close game, and you're going to have to be good to beat Montreal because they don't lose very often. Alexander's only regular season loss ever in his career came against the Elks earlier this year, so we'll see if they can do 2 in a row. Obviously, tough test. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where it's your one-stop shop. Instance, lotteries, live dealer, casino, sports. The only place for all in one is PlayAlberta.ca. And if you play, stay within your limits. GameSenseAB.ca. And it's time to get to the round table. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger. Con man, you're up.
I was away when this was all created. So I want to ask you, can I do non-sports or are we going all sports?
No. You can do non-sports for sure.
Let's go non-sports because there's a thing, and I know a lot of people let it rattle them. And I was walking through the mall today and I saw Spirit Halloween. And I've heard it in our office. Can you believe that Spirit Halloween is already up? Well, Gregor, I am a huge Halloween fan, so I take offense to this one. I hear it when it's about like Christmas. Man, Costco already has Christmas supplies. That's okay. This is good. You can get ahead of yourself when it comes to this. And if you don't like it, simply don't look. Don't go into these specialty stores and you don't have to let it bother you. But I hear it every single year where people are just freaking out about, can you believe they're selling this stuff already? It's not that big of a deal. Some people like to get ahead, and I might just keep taking my daily walks through Spirit Halloween because I like to look at the decorations. I think it's a little overpriced, to be honest with you, but it's great. It gets you into the holiday spirit. I'm on board for it, even if it is 2-3 months early. What do you guys think?
Now, I've been very vocal about this. Halloween, one of my favorite holidays. Fall, my absolute favorite season. The CFL gets into the playoff swing. College football, the NFL is back. The leaves on the ground. The whole nine. I love it. That said, it's a little early for me. I would like to enjoy my summer for at least one more month, especially around here. Like, what do we have? 2.5 months of summer, realistically. Like maybe 3 in a good year. That push for Halloween so early takes away from that a little bit. So like, I love Halloween. I love Halloween. I love the fall. I love everything that comes with it. So I love the vibes that a place like Spirit Halloween brings. But we can hold off until September 1st. Like, let the summer be the summer. We don't have much around here. So just let us enjoy those couple months.
It's August 6th. What the hell are we doing? October 31st? You're telling me that there's nothing between now and then? Like, first, no one's buying. That's the thing about Halloween. No one's buying candy this early because then you'll eat it all. Right? So trust me, you've all made that decision. I made the wrong decision, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm going to buy the candy a little bit earlier. And then what do? You end up eating it. So you're not doing that. And then if you ask your kids, how many kids know what costume they want on August 6th? 5%? Maybe.
Yeah. And it's going to change.
Adults, maybe even, well, kids, exactly. What they think now. And then all of a sudden school starts and then something else comes out big. No. Now I want to be this. Now I want to be that. So I think it's kind of a waste. It's like, I don't want to be thinking about an event that happens maybe with snow or not on August 6th. So way too early.
Now, I'm curious if there is, with these buildings that they are renting, because it's only, 3 months? Is there a minimum 3-month rental period? So you like doing it now is the only way to really have it make sense. You go a couple days after Halloween to get rid of your stuff. But I was in on it. The Duke and I took a walk through. I was getting fired up.
Yeah, but you didn't purchase anything.
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
Not yet, no. But I love it. I'm not going to let it bring me down.
But doesn't it take away from what summer should be for you? Aren't you like, this should, we should be out at the lake right now?
I don't have a lake.
Not looking at Ghostface 7 costumes?
Summer does not mean that much to me. More of a winter guy myself. Fall. So
What? You don't like summer?
I don't love it as much as some people. I have friends that summer will dictate their mood. When it starts getting cold, they get really upset by it. I can't control it. I don't let it control my mood.
I don't let it control me. I
no.
love summer, man. Like, get outside, go for early bikes, and way earlier than I can ever do. There's hardly anybody on the road. I love it. There's just something about it. You sit outside, you got shorts on, you're wearing sandals. There's no socks for months. Like, yeah, I love it. Like, going, does and I love winter too. But do you know anybody who goes on, I'm sure some people, but how many people go on holidays to a winter climate?
I did an Alaskan cruise onance. That being said, it was.
Yeah, you were on a cruise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey,
but you were on the boat.
Most people might want to go down south. I went north.
Oh, okay, but on the Alaskan cruise, what were you wearing? Were you wearing gloves and a toque?
No, it wasn't that cold. It wasn't like Antarctica or anything like that.
So, you might go for a weekend trip in the winter someplace because they got outdoor activities or something like that. That's great. But man, I love summer.
Yeah, I love how you tried to sell us on that too, like you were climbing Everest or something.
I'm just saying. I mean, people do go to cold weather climates for vacation. I never said anything about Everest. I said it was spring. I never said it was winter.
I went on an Alaskan cruise. Dude, you're on a boat.
Yeah, a cold boat. You guys wouldn't get it. You've never been. You've never sailed the seas like me.
Oh God, yeah. Were you up chucking over the side?
No.
I'm
like Jack Sparrow out there on the top. No, one night I did feel kind of nauseous, actually.
Well, those big boats, you even feel the motion that much?
There was one night we went against the current, and it was rocking pretty good. But yeah, this wasn't.
See an iceberg, and you're like, oh, I've seen this movie before.
No icebergs.
No.
Saw some whales.
Yeah,
did you take Ashley to the front of the boat and she stood up on the railing and you held her by the waist? Did you do that?
First thing we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classy.
Gotta recreate the scene.
Oh yeah, classy. All right. Well, 2-1. Dak, what do you got?
Yeah. So this one comes on the back of some of these NFL contracts that have been handed out here recently, and we saw Bijan Robinson getting 3 years, $75 million. Jahmyr Gibbs comes and kind of resets the market at 7.75. Jonathan Taylor as well with an extension, 2 for $44, and CMC going back 2 years now, I believe it was, with the 2-year, $38 million contract. That comparatively to some of these wide receiver contracts got handed out, and two that come to my mind, Zay Flowers getting $108 million guaranteed, DK Metcalf 5 years, $150 million. Positional value obviously plays a huge part of this, the biggest part you could say, but those guys aren't as good as those 4 running backs I just mentioned. Like, if you had all things equal, which players would the teams take? Those 2 wide receivers are going 5th and 6th every time. And so on kind of a grander scale, if I'm a child, or maybe moreover a parent of a child getting my kid into competitive football, I'm not letting him play the running back position. And it's not even the like $75 million. That's unbelievable money, but the tread and the lifespan of an NFL running back, much shorter than an NFL wide receiver, and just the damage that your body takes playing that position. And so as an extension of what I'm saying and what I touched on there, if you're in youth sports and if you're putting your child in youth sports, why would anyone ever want to be a running back?
I mean, geez, maybe some guys aren't built for that receiver position, but it's hard to argue because you're seeing a lot of smaller receivers these days, 5'10", 5'11". I know my favorite running back of all time was LaDainian Tomlinson. He was 5'10", 220. I guess, for to have the ball in your hand for the love of the game, still knowing that you can make a immense amount of money in your career playing the game you love. But it is hard to disagree because you just look at, Jonathan Taylor the last couple of years carrying the ball 300 times. That's 300 hits. That's not even counting catching the ball or practice. You have to get your money when you can as a running back. So I had no ill will to Jahmyr Gibbs or these guys doing the hold-ins, making sure they get their money. The average contract, I was looking it up because I thought about talking about this one as well. The average receiver salary in 2025 for a starter was $10 million, for a running back, $7 million. And I mean, I remember the days of these running backs who would do everything, pass, block, run the ball, obviously, and they were getting a lot of money. And something shifted. And these receivers, and I don't know if it was, the 7-on-7 football leagues we're seeing out there where it's just the top athletes go play receiver. But I don't know how, if you have a really skilled football player as a kid, how you send them down that line depth. And I agree with you. Take less hits, make more money, and play longer as well. It just makes sense.
Well, I don't know if I would ever worry about pro when I'm having if my son comes to me at 10, 12, 13, Dad, I want to be a running back. Great. Have fun. Here you go. And, football, there's so many athletes in football that don't even start till high school at various positions. And, some start even later and, they still make it. So to me, I want to play. I think if we're ever thinking about, well, what could they be as a pro during a position? If he's that good of a player as a running back that somehow he could even get an NCAA scholarship, even play, at youth sports, that's pretty difficult in itself. Never mind get to the higher levels of pro in the CFL or the NFL. But I look at, a guy like Justin Rank, still the top end running backs, obviously, still 25 mil. He's making 25 mil a year. It's pretty good money.
Still cashing in.
If you're that good of a player that somehow you were blessed with the ability to play pro and you only made 25 mil, I'd be like, I think we can survive. I would teach him more so money management than I would encourage him to change and to play a different position. Because I think, I don't know, this summer, if there was one thing that irked me more than any is these NBA guys going on pods trying to tell you how $100 million isn't that much money. Are you an idiot? No offense, dude. Grab a clue, read the room. Geez, not that much money. No, it's more money than 99% of people ever have. And if you can't figure out how to save it, that's your problem and your problem alone. Now, I know Roundtables use you guys, but because of my holidays, I want to get in a question I want to ask you. So on our flight home on Sunday, I like to pre-book, and we were on a flight that had 2 emergency rows. It was rows 15 and 16. I didn't know that when I bought a ticket, and I got to upgrade, and it was $30 to upgrade to the emergency row. So, of course, I do it because I like the extra leg room.
That's Zay Flowers money.
Yeah, so $30. So, yeah. So upgrade. So as I'm sitting in my row, and we're in the second of the emergency rows, there's a row right in front of us, and there's a guy sitting in the window, and then a guy in the middle seat. No one's on the outside seat. And the lady comes back, the stewardess, and she all of a sudden asks, and she's looking for names, and then she asks, "Oh, what's your name, sir?" The guy in the middle seat, and he says his name. Well, he should have been in the row in front of him. So I don't know if because if he sat down in the row on purpose, I think he would have sat down on the outside seat, right? Like, why would anybody who has a middle seat then take a middle seat in the row behind them unless it was just an accident? Because if you actually on this plane, it said rows, and then kind of row 15 and 16 was kind of blocked out. You didn't really see it unless you're counting. So I think it was just an honest mistake. And there was no one sitting on the outside. But the guy who was by the window seat said, well, this is a paid seat. He has to move. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I paid for my seat. It doesn't bother me at all if some guy, like, they get on the plane and because, I wanted to fly with my family. All three of us got a seat together. If somebody got to save $30 to sit in the emergency exit row, I wouldn't say anything. Like, am I wrong? Like, was this guy the grumpiest human being on the planet? Because him paying $30, he still got his seat. It didn't impact his life at all.
So his issue wasn't that if this guy had moved to the correct seat, he would then have no one beside him. He was upset about, I paid for this and this guy didn't.
Well, yeah, maybe that was it. But the guy could have at least moved to the out. Like, I would have just said, hey, why don't you just sit on the outdoor seat? There's still no one beside me. But when you bought the seat on the window, you didn't know. Like, if you really didn't want someone beside you, then sit in the aisle seat, because then there's only, you got leg room on one side. You only have like one neighbor, right? When you sit on the window, you're against the window. You can't go left and you can't go right because there's someone in the middle. If you're in the aisle seat, you at least got some, that's why I always like the aisle seat, right? You get to spread your legs out, do whatever, unless when the car comes by. But I was kind of blown away by the guy telling the stewardess he has to move because I paid to upgrade my seat and this guy didn't.
Yeah, it's a Karen move for sure. The only thing I was going to say, and you kind of answered this question, the ultra rare move, sometimes people do pay for two seats just to have no one beside them. If that had been his situation, I'm going to side with him. Like, if you're paying for two seats.
Oh, yeah, no, well, if you pay for two, yeah,
but
that's different.
You made it sound like that wasn't the situation. So no, in that, like, I'm not on a plane groveling over $30. Like, I would have handed that guy a 20 and a 10 and said, here, man, I think it's okay. Just let him take the aisle. Like, to go to the extra step to say, no, you actually have to move back with the rest of the pours. Ridiculous. Like, I would never do that. And I think anyone who does that is like, get over yourself.
Yeah, I'm not the most controversial person. Over me paying $30, I'm not going to hold that against somebody else. That's kind of the best way to describe it was what Declan said. That's a Karen move right there. Just shut up, enjoy the flight. That's wild to me that you would even have like the audacity.
I was kind of blown away by it.
Crazy.
He's just like, well, it's I paid for this seat, so he can't sit in this row. And I'm just kind of like, wow. And so
over $30,
30, yeah. Like, that was the other thing, right? Like, I could see if it's first class, maybe in first class, but usually you don't sit in first class accidentally. Like, I literally thought this guy sat in the wrong row because it was a middle seat. Like, you're not sitting in the wrong row. Like, you're going to say, hey, there's two open seats here. I'm going to just sit in the outside one and see if somebody shows up or not. But I just kind of found it wild. I'm like, I'm trying to think if something that I paid for, it's like, you go to a sporting event, and if you pay blank for a ticket and somebody else gets to buy their ticket at a lower price later on, I don't get offended by it because I still have my ticket. His ticket wasn't changing my life. I paid my $30 because I was guaranteed to get my seat. I still had my seat. I just found it kind of wild that someone would act that way. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe most people would say, no, we got to have fairness. I just kind of found it kind of odd.
Reminds me of those. Was it Trivago? Or you paid how much for your hotel room? Like, why would you care? We're in the same hotel. I paid whatever. I don't care if you got it for cheaper. No big deal.
We got a lot of texts on the Halloween. Everybody's agreeing way too early. Way too early.
For candy.
Commercializing everything's just too early. I'm sure the candy's there as a temptation because many people go in with, oh, you know what? I'll buy it now. It seems like it's cheaper, which it never is. I've always said, hey, here's my best Halloween hint I can get anybody. You go buy your candy on Halloween in the morning or at noon, and it's always lower. Because now the stores, they want to get rid of it. I've done it for the last few years. Now, some people don't like the stress of it, but I'm like, whatever. It's not going up. It's not like, it's funny. On Mother's Day Roses Day, Mother's Day, man, you probably pay even more than you would the day before. Halloween, it's the opposite. Now it's on a blowout. They're trying to get rid of the candy. And I don't think there's enough people who wait last minute that's why they do it. Because if there was, they wouldn't lower it until probably 6 o'clock at night. So. Let's take a quick break. We'll return. And we're going to talk about a contract that I'm just trying to wrap my head around. I never get mad at the player. And if you can get money, get your money. If somebody's willing to pay you that, it's like anybody out there. Whatever your job is, if you can get a raise, take it. Take it. Never feel bad about it. Someone's willing to pay you, good for you. But this is a unique contract. I was looking for comparisons, man. I have a hard time finding one that's really even close. And an 8-year deal for 2 goals. We'll discuss it next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Come on down to the Brick. The Price is Right live event is on now. Enter in-store for your chance to instantly win from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Then shop incredible savings throughout the store, like up to $2,220 off select sectionals, up to 40% off select mattresses, up to 20% off select major appliances, and up to $600 off big screen TVs. Plus, finance with 0% interest and equal monthly payments on qualified purchases. These offers end August 12th. The Brick, saving you more.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with track hoe or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Why tee off at the Ranch Golf and Country Club?
A fun, unique layout offering premier conditions. The Ranch has been ranked as one of the top public courses in Canada.
Unmatched value. Score Golf Magazine rated the Ranch as the best value in Edmonton.
The service, from tournaments to special events to the pro shop. Superior service that makes every visit exceptional.
The Ranch Golf and Country Club, a laid-back environment where anyone can enjoy an amazing day on the fairways. For details, visit theranchgolf.com.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
He came home, and right away I saw that look in his eyes. I knew what was coming. Before I could even speak, he raised his hand
and just kept texting me, asking where I was, demanding I respond immediately or I'd regret it. It hurt.
More than you can imagine.
Tech abuse is real abuse. If you or someone you know is using technology to harm or control, change is possible. Learn how to end the violence at alberta.ca/endgbv. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. Fundraise for your team or charity at On the Rocks. They'll make custom tickets for your event that include no line, cover, and one drink for your event. You keep the profits. Learn more at ontherocks.yeg.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
We roll through a Thursday afternoon. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hey, Gregor, shopping for candy sounds fun. Well, that is true. It is true. It's always a challenge. Do you buy what you like for Halloween or what you think the kids like? It's always a debate.
My wife did that last year. Thought the kids liked Takis. We had a girl say, no, thank you.
What's a Taki?
I don't actually know. I think I've aged out of that category. But yeah, a little girl's like, no, thanks. And I've never seen that on Halloween. So we will not be buying those again.
Oh, wow. That's a bold statement, though. Like, usually just say, just take it politely, and then you can give it away to someone else.
Yeah, trade it maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that is bold, man. That is very bold. Now, not as bold as the contract that we saw handed out today by the Pittsburgh Penguins. You have a young winger who has Ville Koivunen, who has 2 goals in his NHL career. He's played 47 NHL games. He has 7 points. Now, in the minors, he was basically a point-a-game player for 2 years. And he's only, in his 21st and 22nd year. So now he's 23. They're obviously betting that this is a guy who's going to break out. And they could be right. It seems like it's a pretty, why do you got to go 8 years for this? Obviously the player would take it. It's $32 guaranteed $1 million. Well, not guaranteed because I guess you get bought out, but you're guaranteed to make $4 million at least for 1 year. And who knows if you get bought out next summer? I guess there's a chance, but still, sign me up, man. Even how good would I have to be for that contract to look like, oh my God, it's a terrible contract for me over time? I don't know, but it's $32 million. And if you do play really well, you can look and say, hey, everybody's going to think I'm a steal. It's better than being overpaid. So it's kind of wild. We'll break it down as we go around the NHL. Brought to you by McDonald's. As the dollar drink summer continues, for only $1, you can get a small fountain drink or a small iced tea coffee. And remember, if you use the McDonald's app, you can get dollar cones all summer long. Only at McDonald's. As Seth Rohrbaugh joins us from the Pittsburgh Tribune Review. And Seth, you've covered the Penguins for a long time. What do you make of this contract for Koivunen?
It's definitely a gamble or a bet or whatever gaming term I guess you want to use. As you mentioned, 2 goals in his career. He played basically half a season last year at the NHL level, 39 games, and had 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists. Obviously not. He's still a lot more potential than he has results at this point in his career. But they've been very high on this guy for a long time. He was the centerpiece of the 24 trade. Where Jake Gensel went to Carolina. He was the centerpiece of all the bundle of assets they got back from the Hurricanes. And he was the guy who really made the trade possible from the Penguins' perspective. They've been high on him for quite a while. Even with a subpar season at the NHL level last year, it doesn't seem like those high feelings have dissipated whatsoever, particularly given what they've invested in him here. So, speaking with Kyle Dubas today, he addressed the media a little bit with this today. He basically just said, we think he's going to meet his potential, and we think this is something that this could end up being like a low risk, high reward type deal. So he's the only guy they have really signed under contract going into the 2030s. So that gives you an idea of like how much they really believe in this guy. So the results still need to meet those expectations, I guess, but they're putting everything they have, I guess, in terms of their expectations into him for the long term.
I don't know how many games you watched of him in the minors, but he's a point a game guy there 2 years in a row, which is hard to do in the American League when you look at his point production averaged over those 2 seasons. So he's clearly an offensive guy. And when I look at their offense, you got Crosby and you got Malkin down the middle. You got Chinnikov, who they signed for $6.25. You've got Brian Rust, Ricard Raquel, and is Koivunen going to play ahead of Kuzmenko? Like, is Koivunen a lock for you now in their top 6? What do you think?
I don't even know he's a lock to make the NHL roster, frankly.
Okay.
They have 14 forwards on one-way contracts right now. If you want to count Ben Kindle, who had a marvelous rookie season as an 18-year-old on his first year of his entry-level deal, that's 15. So, and Kyle Dubas has shown a willingness to not be afraid of exposing guys to waivers, and Billy Koivunen would be eligible for waivers at this point in his career. If they think that'd be a good idea for him to go back to Wilkes and get some development there, further development there, even with the risk of waivers, I don't think that would be anything Kyle Dubas would be adverse to. That said, I don't expect Billy Koivunen to go on waivers, but I don't rule it out. But and to be clear, I mean, with all these guys they have on one-way deals, it's guys like Nick Robertson and Connor Dewar, Justin Brazeau. Not exactly guys that are going to make or break your roster, but they're NHL players and they're signing NHL contracts, and they have a big logjam up front in terms of their depth in terms of forwards. Now, granted, it's not like it's the Canadian Olympic team they're dressing here. I mean, they're superstars or guys that are approaching, or they're in their 40s or approaching their 40s, and then they kind of have a lot of the guys that kind of tail off, or just kind of guys that are just trying to prove that they're NHLers or steady everyday NHLers, I guess. But as far as being a top 6, I don't even think Billy Koivunen's a lock there. Certainly not. I mean, Sidney Crosby certainly has a comfort level with Ryan Rust, Ricard Raquel.
Yep.
And they seem to have found something too with the second line there with, as you mentioned, Chinnikov. Getting Malkin's actually more of a right winger these days, and they just signed Tommy Novak, who was by default their number 2 center for much of last year, to a 3-year contract extension. So if Billy Koivunen is going to make the NHL roster, it's going to have to be presumably as a third line winger.
Okay.
And
so he would,
go ahead.
He'd play with Kuzmenko then potentially on a third line. What about Nick Robertson? Where do you see him and they seem to have a lot of guys in kind of similar player types. Where do you see Robertson and Koivunen fitting in?
Dogging it out to figure out who's on that wing. I mean, Ben Kindle presumably is the center on the third line there.
Okay.
Then you have a guy like Hendrix Lapierre, who was a former first round pick from the Capitals they got off from Washington, a couple of days before the draft this year in a trade. Where does he fit in? He's more of a center. He's a guy that has another guy maybe has better history in the minor leagues than he does in the NHL. High pedigree, just has never met those demands just yet. So they had success bringing in a guy like Elmer Soderblom, who had some success on the third line last year. And that doesn't even account for guys like, say, Rucker McGroarty, a former first-round pick at the Winnipeg Jets, who they traded for a couple years ago. Avery Hayes, the undrafted player that came up, played wonderfully in a middle six role last year. They have a lot of players that are kind of like, as you say, maybe that same type of skill set or player dimensions there that it's going to be a pretty intense training camp in terms of trying to figure out who's going to make this roster. And again, let me stress, I don't think Billy Koivunen's guaranteed a roster spot just yet.
Okay, that's totally fair. What do you make of the Penguins? Their off season, like last year, they surprised a lot of people. A lot of people thought the Penguins were going to kind of take a step back, and what are they going to do with Sidney Crosby? And obviously, that was proven false. And they went into the playoffs, but they didn't do what they wanted in the playoffs. What do you make of their team? And now you've got Sammy Girard, and you got Erik Karlsson and Kuzmenko, and you got a lot of pending UFAs. Is this another kind of wait and see where we're at the trade deadline season for the Penguins?
Most likely, yes. They're not really in a complete rebuild, and at the same time, too, they're certainly not closer to becoming a Stanley Cup contender or anything like that. I think the story of their season last year was they had so many guys that came in and kind of had career years that you didn't really expect. Like Anthony Mantha bounced back. He was on a one-year deal, and he led the team in scoring with 33 goals. Justin Brazeau was a guy that just, I don't know that there were many circles in the NHL that thought much of him, but he came in and had a career season with 17 goals. Parker Wotherspoon, a guy that came in, had a career year of 30 points. Was a wonderful partner for Erik Karlsson. Guys like Connor Dewar and Noel Chari had wonderful seasons. So they shuffled a few guys out, Anthony Mantha, Parker Wotherspoon, et cetera, but they bring in a few other guys here. And I don't know if they're expecting, magic to happen again. And, a lot of these guys, as Kuzmenka, does he recreate some of that 30-goal magic they had a few years ago? Does Nick Robertson live up to his potential and become maybe a 20-goal scorer? The defense is a real question mark because they have a ton of right-handed defensemen and not many established left-handed defensemen. Sam Girard came in last year, a big trade with Colorado for Brett Kulak, and he was hurt apparently when he upon arrival and didn't really mesh well with Chris Letang on the second pairing. They swung a big deal for Caden Korzak with the Vegas Golden Knights. Intriguing young player, but again, a right-handed defenseman. So the left side of their defense is a big question mark going into the season, barring any other further movement this remaining off season. So the goaltending actually is pretty intriguing. Archer Seeloff's had a nice, solid first full season as an NHL goaltender. Kept them alive as much as he could in the first round. Lost to Philadelphia. Then they have a rookie in Sergei Murashov, a prospect who they really see him as the next franchise goalie here. So their goaltending will actually be shored up a little bit better here with Sergei Murashov essentially replacing Stuart Skinner. But a lot more questions, I would say, of this roster entering this season than it did exiting last season.
Seth Robaugh joins us here on Sports 1440. We talked about the Koivunen. Surprising 8 years at $4 million. Now, it might turn out to be great. With the cap going up as high as it is, there's going to be a lot of teams I don't even think are going to be close, to be honest, to the salary cap ceiling as we move forward. I think we're going to be in the next few years probably going to see some separation in haves and have-nots when it comes to spending dollars. You look at their division. You got Carolina, the reigning Stanley Cup champs. They're obviously good. After that, Pittsburgh, Philly made the playoffs last year. Washington's made a lot of big changes in the offseason. People wonder if the Rangers can figure things out. The Devils have been underwhelming for a while. When you look at all the changes outside of Carolina, is there a team you think right now you'd say I'd put money on them being the second best team in the division?
Maybe a lazy pick would be Washington. I think they did quite a bit this offseason with bringing in some of the guys they did, Jordan Kyrou, Alex Tuch, et cetera. You would see, presume Alex Ovechkin still has enough left to be a steady, 20, maybe 30 goals threat still at this stage of his career. They've had most of the agreements there to be at very least a playoff contender, and they added, quite a bit this offseason. So I have to imagine they're probably a fairly safe bet to be the second best team in the division after Carolina. After that, 3 through 8 is kind of a crapshoot. I mean, Philadelphia has a nice young nucleus. We saw what they did in the first round against Pittsburgh, and they went out and they tried to swing big, and Leo Carlsson fell a little bit short there, but they seem to be trending in the right direction. New Jersey, I have to imagine, would bounce back. I think they're going to have some stability, at least off the ice, with Sonny Mehta coming in as the new general manager or new head of hockey operations, whatever the title is there, and giving them some stability after Tom Fitzgerald left. So the rest of the division, including the Penguins themselves, I'm just not very confident, at least in terms of just knowing what direction those teams are going in. But I'll take the lazy answer here, the lazy offseason answer, and say the Washington Capitals, who spent however many $1 million in free agency this offseason, probably a safe bet to be the second best team in the division.
Okay. Has there been any move around the league that's really caught your eye this offseason?
Well, the Carlson signing with Philadelphia, I think caught a lot of eyes, just in terms of it basically reset the pay structure throughout the NHL. I mean, you think of Kirill Kaprizov, last year with a big contract extension at $17 million. Carlson basically resets all of that, at $18 million. So whenever, say, Colorado has to, figure out what's up with Cale Makar, what's that number? I mean, that number, approach, say, $20 million or whatever. So to me, again, that's maybe not that's obviously not a move where a player changed teams, but I think it probably reset the pay structure for the entire NHL league wide. I don't think I'm going on a limb saying that, but so many superstars are maybe kind of come up with their next contracts here. If a guy like Carlson's worth that much, what's say a Connor McDavid or whatever, whenever his contract, what's he going to be worth? So that's a move that again had some big ramifications, obviously, for the Flyers and the Anaheim Ducks, but it's going to have bigger ramifications, I would argue, league wide.
Yeah, well, it's we already seen it. Celebrini gets up to 18.8. The salary cap, although Celebrini's percentage isn't much different of the cap than what Crosby's was when he signed at 8.7 and what McDavid signed at 12.5. It just shows you how much the cap has gone up. And, I'm curious to see, if we continue to see $9 million increments every year for the salary cap, because we're seeing it already, Seth. We're starting to see more of a gap between the top team spending and the bottom team spending.
Yeah, and that was, way back when they had the lockout, that was, the big concern when you had the haves and the have-nots. Teams like, say, Colorado and the New York Rangers and Detroit Red Wings, a couple others, Dallas Stars, that they were spending so much more money than teams like, say, Pittsburgh at that time, or, frankly, a lot of the Canadian teams could afford to spend at that time. So I'm curious to see where this ultimately heads in terms of whatever's left on the current collective bargaining agreement. League revenues aren't exactly universal all the time. The Penguins themselves have, maybe not been a team that's selling out every single game. To be clear, they're not about to board up and go into bankruptcy anytime soon again. But I think you're starting to see a bit of a separation to your greater point there in terms of teams that can afford to spend to the cap versus teams that just frankly don't have it in their arsenal just yet.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating stuff to see. Well, Seth, give me a fun prediction. Koivunen, games played and points this year for Pittsburgh.
Are we going to say Wilkes-Barre or Pittsburgh? No,
Pittsburgh.
Billy Koivunen, I would predict at least 65 games and 46 points.
Ooh,
how's that sound?
46. All right. It's a lot. Okay.
Albeit in a third line role.
Yeah.
Predominantly.
Well, there you go. Awesome, Seth. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, guys. Be well.
There you go. That's Seth Rohrbaugh joining us from Pitt. Man, he gets 46 points. That's pretty good production. I think people kind of underestimate at times, how many forwards last year in the NHL had 46 points. And you can mix in just forwards, not defensemen. How many forwards do you think had 46 points in the NHL last year? Because if we went by, third line, top six, that would be what, 180, give or 192, give or take. Well, I'll tell you right now, 46 points would put you at 134th in the NHL amongst forwards. Well, technically tied, I guess, for 130. Bobby McMahon, Shane Pinto, Colin Graff, Jordan Kyrou, Connor McMichael all had 46 points last season in the NHL. It's almost like a 4, high end 4, low end 5, as far as point, or high end 5, low end 4, as far as point totals go in the NHL. 46 would be unreal. They'd be doing cartwheels if he gets 46 points, man. That would show you that in 1 year, that would be a steal of a deal. If he's over, 10 points per $1 million, man. It's a pretty good deal. Take a quick break. We'll come back. We got 5 questions and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Need an excuse to upgrade your ride? Well, we got a few to share. Go Auto has over 18,000 new and used vehicles ready to test drive right now. With more than 70 locations, your perfect match could be closer than you think. A family-friendly SUV for soccer practice, a fuel-sipping commuter, or a hardworking truck that's ready for anything. Trusted brands and a team that's actually happy to help. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
Oodle Noodle origins. In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudel, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the new world. At Ellis Island, Nudel was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as Oodle Noodle. Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Do you know why people love working at GS Construction? It's honest work. It's work that needs to be done. And we're really good at what we do. That's why GS Construction has been in business for over 50 years. We won't be wearing a top hat and tails, more like hard hat and boots, because we're heading underground to keep the water flowing in and out of your homes and businesses in Edmonton. GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and top men. Visit gsconstruction.ca/careers today.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
You want it? We got it. At Harley Davidson of Edmonton, we have a huge bike inventory just waiting for you to ride. We're not a car dealer. We're your local family bike shop. We are riders supporting riders. Come find your dream bike here at Harley Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail, locally owned and operated since 1980. Find us at hdedmonton.com.
Life doesn't always line up with Election Day. If you'll be away, busy, or just want to skip the line, you can vote by mail with a special ballot. No reason is required. Simply request your special ballot online, by phone, or from your local returning office. Just remember, completed ballots must be mailed to Elections Alberta and received by 5 p.m. on October 16th. So why wait? Find everything you need to get started at specialballot.elections.ab.ca. Be referendum ready. A message from Elections Alberta.
Clean lies, fast, true greens, lush and predictable fairways. Yes, sir, it's a great time to play around at Colonial Golf Club. After the heavy rains earlier this summer, we've parked the Arc and our course is in fantastic condition. And no, golfers aren't coming out of the Arc 2x2. In fact, they're coming to the course in foursomes. Little joke there. And if you're looking to improve your game, our PGA pros are ready to help. Only 5 minutes from Edmonton in Beaumont. Colonial Golf Club. Book a tee time today at colonial.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament, Friday, August 28th, 2026 at Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drink, swag, food, and fun. Every swing supports Gregor's grads and helps graduates shine on graduation day. Sign up at nationexperiences.ca before it sells out.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
I like the Weeknd's voice, man. Pretty good singer. I hear he was great in concert. Somebody would, even though it was raining pretty heavily when he was here. So I think that was last summer or maybe earlier this year. Can't remember. But yeah, either way, he'd be on my list of people I'd like to see that I haven't seen. And there's lots of people. I'm not a huge concert guy, but it's a good Canadian. I'd like to see him. I like his music. Good stuff. Welcome back. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Your one-stop shop. You can try it all. Casino, sports, live dealer, lottery, instance, all in one place at PlayAlberta.ca. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger with you as it's time to get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where you can come on down to The Brick. The Price is Right live event is on right now. Chance to win instantly from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Just stop in at The Brick select stores. Now, while you're there, you can get over $2,200 off select sectionals, 40% off select mattresses, and more at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
Gregor, I was at The Brick. I did not win on Price is Right. So that means everyone who goes has better odds, potentially.
There you go.
I took one of the losing tickets. Okay, question number 1 for you guys. Since we just looked at the Penguins, how many points do you think they finish with next season, and where will it be in the Eastern Conference?
Ooh, good question. I think the Penguins were, I think they might be a one-hit wonder as far as, getting in to the postseason. I just look at their division, and I think Washington's improved a lot. Now, New Jersey's always comes down to whether or not they got some health or not for them. So I'll say Carolina's a playoff team. I think Washington is a playoff team. Then after that, Columbus, the Islanders, the Devils, the Penguins, any one of those teams could finish second, and any one of them could finish 8th. Honestly, but I'll say the Penguins finish 5th in their division with 91 points.
Yeah, you look at that division, they and the Flyers wouldn't have been a wild card team. Just with how good the Atlantic teams were. They had 5 playoff teams. I'm going to say there's going to be a drop-off, but I don't know if I have enough faith in some of the other teams in that division. So I'll say they drop down to 95 points. And in a division that lets me down continuously outside of the Hurricanes, I'm going to say it's enough to get that 3rd and final wild card spot. Playoff spot in the division, but saved by a weak Metro. That's how I'm looking at it. Question number 2, we got the Argos and Stamps tonight. Week 10 of the CFL season. What's your prediction for this game? And throw in a bold prediction as well.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take Calgary to win. It's the first game at BMO this season, so maybe there's a bump for the Argos, but I'm going to still go with the Stampeders and Vernon Adams. I'm going to say he throws 4 touchdowns, but also 1 interception. So his first interception comes tonight. That's my bold prediction.
Now, did you notice because of there's new suites now at BMO because of FIFA, so that's good for them. Also, they have the 15-yard end zones already. So they're in place. So for those people who want to see what a 15-yard end zone is going to look like, watch the game tonight. So my bold statement is there'll be 4 touchdown passes, even with the short end zones tonight, Connor Halley. And I'm going to take Toronto in an upset at home to win.
That's good. Keep it murky in the middle at the Western Conference. Question number 3 today. We've got preseason Hall of Fame game, Cards and Panthers. I'll just say on a scale of 1 to 10, what would be the interest level here?
Oh, for me, 1.5. I don't get too much into it. The Hall of the name itself, because it's a Hall of Fame, and so I get all that part of it. But it's the Cardinals and the Panthers, dude. There's not much. I don't. Is the local boy playing tonight for the Panthers?
Oh,
that would
he probably should be.
You think he's going to get some? Honestly, how many carries do you think he gets?
Oh, I was going a different direction with the local boy. I was thinking of Albert Reese.
Oh,
their 4th string right tackle.
Oh,
Chuba? No.
Chuba's not playing.
Yeah, not going that way. Albert Reese, I think, will get some reps. I hope so, at least. Played at Ainley.
I would think he would get some reps.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But Chuba, I don't think is going to play. So my interest level is very, very low. I'll be much more interested in the Stamps Argos game.
Yeah, big time. I'm right there, maybe 2.5, 3. I want to see Carson Beck. Declan had kind of a funny point yesterday saying that Carson Beck could be probably the first player to throw the last pass in a college football season and then throw the first pass in an NFL season, as he was in the national championship last season for Miami. He's who I want to see. I know there's a lot of naysayers about him, but the guy played for major programs, got to national championships. You got to respect that. I want to see what he can do. After that, yeah, the interest will probably dwindle away. So if I make it into the second quarter, that'll be something. Question number 4 for you. We've seen a few NFL running backs get paid. And as I wrote this question, Jahmyr Gibbs didn't even get paid yet, but now he has. So he joins Bijan, Jonathan Taylor as the rich running backs in the NFL. If you were looking at running backs right now, would you have those as your top 3? If so, what order? And if not, who are your top 3 running backs?
Oh, good question. You go first. Because I think we're going to have a difference here.
I would say that I would have those 3. Just production and what they've been able to do last year. I lean to Jahmyr Gibbs is probably. I got to speak in terms of all the versatility. Give me Gibbs, Bijan, and then Jonathan Taylor. But I love them all. I think they're all studs.
Yeah, I might go Bijan. It's still hard for me now. I know he doesn't get a ton of receptions, but Derrick Henry still, man, he's a freak. And if is McCaffrey healthy, then he's in my top 3. So I will go with McCaffrey, Gibbs, and Bijan. Bijan being number 1.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's as healthy as 49er can be with that substation doing what it's doing at training camp. Question number 5 for you. Have you seen this stuff on like the substation at Niners practice facility, Gregor?
No.
It's someone put out a theory that like whatever is coming off this facility is weakening their soft tissue, and that's why the Niners have so many injuries. The internet's having a very good time. What
facility? Like submarine? I thought you meant like it was a stand-up sub, like you would like Subway, and guys were getting subs as they walk off the field.
It's an electrical substation right by their practice facility.
Oh.
Everyone has said it's nothing, but it's with their injuries. Of course, the internet's going to have a good time. Final question for you. Edmonton Folk Fest gets going today. Is there a music festival, past or present, that stands out to you, one of your favorites? And is there also one, looking back all time, that you wish you could have attended or you want to go to?
I've never really been a Folk Fest guy. I think I've been one day in my life, so I'm probably not the best person to ask. And when I went, I was actually at a small stage off, and I thought it was quite entertaining, to be honest. I can't even remember who it was, but I was like, oh, person's pretty good. There was literally like maybe 20 people. Is there past or present? Well, we're going way in the past, man. Like, I probably, I would have to say, like, I went to a few outdoor ones before that was like Big Valley and stuff like that were good. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably want to go in like Woodstock might almost be too many people. Right? Like,
yeah.
And you saw like there was like almost 500,000 people there, right? If my memory is correct, maybe not that many, maybe like 400 or 350. But either way, it was a ridiculous amount, right? So that might be too many, but I would say the when Queen played at Wembley, that might be one, right?
Yeah,
that was like in the mid '80s. I've seen footage of that concert; it looked unbelievable. So that'd probably be one. Plus, I love it.
For me, I haven't been to too many like you. I've been to Big Valley. I'm not a huge country music fan, so I think I was kind of there more for the experience. The camping was a whole lot of fun. The music was fine. I took it in. Didn't want to be disrespectful to anyone. Had a good time. Things I would go to, like, yeah, the Woodstock kind of is the one that comes to mind immediately. But when I was in grade 6 or 7, I had a family values tour. It was Korn, it was Rammstein, Ice Cube, Limp Bizkit, and I think that Incubus was on the tour as well, but took over for Ice Cube. Those were the bands I was into at that age. So I would probably say one of those concerts would have been a good time. Yeah. Growing up, probably not. I look back at like Woodstock 99 with Limp Bizkit inciting the riot. No, I think I'd be okay. I don't need to be at that.
So I just looked up biggest concerts all time. I'm stunned by the attendance of this concert. Biggest concert ever. Well, there's 2. New Year's Eve in Coco Cabana Rio de Janeiro. Guess how many people?
Populated country. We said Woodstock was up to a mil.
3.5 million people. Rod Stewart was the main artist. This was on New Year's Eve of 1994. And the other one was at the Moscow State University when they celebrated the 850th anniversary of Moscow. September 6th, 1997. Jean-Michel Jarre was there. 3.5 million. Copacabana Beach, New Year's Eve in 1993 had 3 million people. Jorge Ben, never heard of him, was the artist. But 3.5 million people. Like, God, like, what? In one, like, I don't know, man. That would just be, that's too many people in one area for me. There's a mixture of everything there. And I hate to say it, but the BO would just be too, because you know what? You're going to get a few people that are just going to take that to a new level.
That many millions of people in Rio? That's too hot.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's New Year's Eve. I don't know what the temperature is on New Year's Eve night, but it can't be that hot.
What a rush, though, to be performing in front of that many people.
Hey, man. I saw the Ageless Wonder Rod Stewart once here in Edmonton. I was blown away by how energetic he was on stage. Like, the guy was like 70. I think he might have been 72 at the time. And he was killing it on stage. I was blown away. I'm like, oh, my God. Good for Rod up there. Want to be moving and shaking like that when I get in my 70s like him. It was amazing. So, but 3.5 million people, no thanks. Too many for me, man. Too many. Ooh. Probably a lot of shenanigans going on though there too. Let's get to the Con Man of Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Buick GMC. Stop in this month. Say hi to Mike. As employee pricing has continued through the month of August, you pay what they pay. You get great deals all month long. NorthgateGM.com.
The Sports 1440 update.
Pittsburgh Penguins and Ville Koivunen have agreed to terms on an 8-year, $32 million contract extension. The former second-round pick has 2 goals, 12 assists in 47 career games. Major League Baseball today, the Jays fall to the Cubbies 3-2 in extras. Elsewhere, as the Tigers over the Mariners 11-0. Brewers get past the Pirates 5-2. The Mets over the Guardians 13-6. Reds edge the Athletics 6-5, and the Orioles falling at home to the Angels 4-1. Right now, bottom of the third, Phillies up on the Nationals 5-1. Later on, you have the Battle of the Sox, Chicago and Boston. From Fenway, Braves host the Marlins, Twins get the Royals, and the Padres in the desert taking on the Diamondbacks. Week 10 of the CFL gets going tonight with the Argos hosting the Calgary Stampeders. That one's set to get going at 5:30 from Toronto. And in the NFL, preseason football is here. Cards, Panthers, 6 o'clock from Canton, Ohio. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs agreeing to a 3-year contract extension worth just over $75 million, making Gibbs the highest paid running back in NFL history. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and CBS NFL writer Bryan DeArdo. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Varkels to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, the Brute Squad, Morningwood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the ones and twos, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Chatsworth Ave and 118th.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your #1 air conditioning company. So when you can't take living in oppressive heat any longer,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if your hot, sticky sheets keep you up all night,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if you've decided that you deserve to be cool and comfortable,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
and with no payments, no interest for 1 year, it could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Come on down to the Brick. The Price is Right live event is on now. Enter in-store for your chance to instantly win from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Then shop incredible savings throughout the store, like up to $2,220 off select sectionals, up to 40% off select mattresses, up to 20% off select major appliances, and up to $600 off big screen TVs. Plus, finance with 0% interest and equal monthly payments on qualifying purchases. Hurry in before these offers end August 12th. The Brick, saving you more.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic. Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2. Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Don't let rookies scratch your custom wheels. Evolve Wheels and Tires uses premium touchless equipment designed to protect your wheel and tire investment. Trust the enthusiasts at Evolve Wheels and Tires, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience.
Everything is going to be okay. If you're feeling the weight of too much debt, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or a consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal will eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we've got your back.
Noodle, noodle, nood, noodle, nood, noodle, nood, noodle, noodle, noods. Noodle, noodle, nood, 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 noodle, noodle, nood, noodle, nood, noodle, noodle, nood, noodle, nood, noodle, nood, noodle, noodle, noods. Noodle, noodle, nood, 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 noodle, noodle, nood.
Troll low down to Oodle Noodle tonight because dine-in is open.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Athletic Care, Edmonton's multidisciplinary health clinic at West Edmonton Mall. Physicians, physio, massage, sports psychology, and more. One team, one roof, one plan. Book now at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Just after 5 o'clock as we roll through, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Declan Kruger with you. The Gregor Show always brought to you by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca. Big thanks to them. I just locked them in for another year as our title sponsor. So we appreciate their continued support. And you can check it out at PlayAlberta.ca, the Daily Grand. Our favorite game, $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. Just for fun, $1,000 every day. God, that would be nice. And you know what? You don't get it all, so you don't go crazy. We see a lot of people who win the lottery and just waste it all. So this way, maybe keeps you grounded a little bit, but also removes some stress daily, knowing you made a G note every day. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And for NFL players, that's after taxes. So even better. You could live on that. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Let's get to the spec report brought to you by GS Construction, your underground infrastructure specialists. And hey, you know what? They're hiring top men pipe layers. They're also looking for a superintendent. Oh, you just want that for the title. Who doesn't want, hey, I'm a super. Pretty sweet. Check it out. gsconstruction.ca/company/careers. Check it out. Superintendent, top men, pipe layers, and more. As Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing? Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a nice little break.
Where you been? Anywhere fun?
We were in Kelowna. We
yeah.
have a kind of a trip now that's annual for families and their kids. You know what happens when you get kids. And so now you go to places where the kids like it and they're good. Kids are getting older now. So the boat rides and the tube rides are a lot more fast and a lot more fun and some good wipeouts. So it was,
good. Someone pulls a boat down there?
No. We just rent a boat.
Oh,
so,
do you?
Now we all chip in together. So you know what? Really, I think about that. I said, man, if I drove a boat, all the gas just on the boat, I'd be losing money compared to this rental. So it's great. Yeah, it's a lot of fun and lots So the boys on, we've had that boat a few years called Mabel, kind of the same boat from the same place. And it fits the group, and it's awesome. Got a little shade on it, and it's great. So lake was not too cold. It was just right. Unfortunately, there's all those fires going on the other side near Vernon now, which is brutal. So I saw the videos of that, and that's just awful. But
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. As a guy that grew up as a kid, like the summer trip was to Penticton in my family when I was a little kid. You'd get in the station wagon and go to Penticton and buy ice cream from the Big Peach. And there was no such thing as smoke. There was never smoke in all the years that I can ever remember being a little boy.
Yeah.
And now it's hard to get to the Okanagan anymore without smoke. It seems like every summer there's smoke now. So
and even here at times, which is really unfortunate. And so people do have to take notice about some things that things are the extreme weather is not just ask Albertans in right now living in the rain. It's like, oh my God, it just rains. And when it rains, it's the thing. It's not just like it rains. Like I can't remember the last time we had like a sprinkle. Now when it rains, it's just like,
it's like a fire hose.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my God, do I have all my eaves troughs down and everything? It's not again. So it's brutal times. A few things. The Elks was at practice today, and a few guys not practicing, but it sounds like DeBlanco's going to play. Nick Anderson's going to get back in. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen because if DeBlanco can't play, then Mogensen might have to go play on the outside. So we'll see. But I think DeBlanco's going to play. This is a great little stretch here for the Elks to really kind of test themselves. 2 exciting games against Saskatchewan, and now you got the 7-1 Alouettes, the team that you did beat earlier in the year, and they're going to want to get revenge. So it should be a hell of a game on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're in a tough part of their schedule. Like if you told me you're going to play Saskatchewan twice and then go to Montreal, I would say to you 2 wins out of 3. That's a really good way to maneuver your way through that stretch of games. 2 wins out of 3, and let's see if they can do it. Montreal's a really, really good team, and they're hard to beat at home. And they've got a long tradition of being a strong club out there. Like that's, they in Winnipeg have really run the CFL show for some time here.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Elks have. Good teams don't lose 2 in a row. That's what they always tell us. Let's see how they do. And let's face it, it's a lot nicer going into this game in Montreal at 6-2. Would you like to win? Sure. Do you have to win? No. So you put yourself in a position where the pressure isn't as high as it might have been. And that's something new out here in Elk Country for sure.
Looking at the Oilers spec, I wrote a piece today at Oilers Nation about Savoy and Howard. And because I've seen and heard a lot of people think, oh, geez, it's going to be really hard for the young guy. Mike Babcock doesn't play young players. And I was like, is that true? So obviously not in Toronto because all they had was young guys. And one year he had 5 rookies in his top 8 forwards of ice time, which is probably unheard of. Now, they were also a team that hadn't made the playoffs in a long time. So they were kind of they were coming up. So I can't even use them as a comparison. So I went back to his years in Detroit when they were cup contenders and actually cup winners in 2008. And then again in 2009, they lost in the final. And those teams had Hoodler, second year in, Filppula, second year in 2008. And those guys both played in their top 9. Filppula played over 16 minutes a night, for goodness sakes. And
Phil's a good player.
Yeah, and most of it was, 5-on-5. Those guys, Hoodler was their 3rd highest scoring forward at 42 points. They had Zetterberg, and that was the other thing. They had 2 guys in Zetterberg and Datsuk who carried the mail offensively for their forwards. They had 97 and 92 points. They were 50 points ahead of anybody else in the forward group, right? I don't think McDavid and Draisaitl will be that, although it's possible. Like, they're that good. And both of those guys played 22 and 21 minutes. So there's a few things. A, I'm not convinced we're going to see McDavid at 20 minutes a night. And B, I do think Howard and Savoy are both going to get opportunities, especially Savoy for sure. There's no doubt in my mind on him. But even Ike Howard, I think there's a real good chance here. Babcock has shown he will play young. Now, he's not going to play a ton, right? 12 minutes, maybe 13. I could see that being realistic.
Yeah, I mean, they are completely different players. Like Savoy has established himself as an NHL player, right? He played a ton of time in the second half with Connor McDavid and kept his head above water and then became quite productive. So Savoy's playing. How's he going to use them? will the McDavid Draisaitl, like let's say they play McDavid with Draisaitl. Okay, so who else is on that line? Is it Savoy or is it Hyman? I don't know. That we're gonna figure that out. So I don't know how or where they'll utilize Savoy, but they're gonna use him and he's gonna play. He's an established NHL player. The other guy, Howard, it's his turn to get a chance to become an established NHL player. So now we're gonna, he's in a bit of a battle. Like, how many wing spots are there? What wings he going to play on? He's got to play, like, your top wingers on this team are fairly established. Savoy and Podkolzin, let's say, on your left side. Let's say Draisaitl plays the right wing. Well, then it's him and Hyman have the top 6 spots. So now we're looking at Howard as a third or fourth line guy, and I don't like him on my fourth line. I'd rather see him in Bako than on the fourth line. So who's he playing? He playing ahead of Frederick, playing ahead of Janmark, not playing ahead of Kapanen. So I agree he should play, but I don't know where he's going to play.
Yeah, I looked at the 9 forwards, and so Howard will be competing with Frederick and Doc is kind of how I see it. Because I think, well, we know McDavid, Draisaitl, and Dickinson, those are your top 3 centers. If Nuge plays a bit, whatever, then Draisaitl's in the wing. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Podkolzin, Kapanen, Savoy. So there's 8 forwards. So there leaves one spot, right? There's Howard, there's Frederick, there's Doc. I don't think Janmark's in my top 9. I don't think Max Jones is in my top 9. I don't think Szymanski's in my top 9. So I think that's who he's competing against. And now Frederick and Doc are they're all different style players compared to Howard, right? And do they look and say, hey, Frederick and Doc on a line together could maybe be our disruptor line, right? Potentially. Yep. So, we'll see. But that's kind of how I see Howard. Now, he's going to have to come in and play well. But if I'm the organization, like, I acquired this guy to give him an opportunity. He had a good first year as pro. I thought he had a really good first year as a pro player. I think some people, get a little bit, wow, he's got to score more points. I'm like, dude, he had as many goals as Billy Heinonen, who just signed an 8-year deal at $4 million.
Wow.
So, my point is, I think Howard has the potential. It's going to be up to him, though. There's very few coaches that just don't give guys an opportunity. If you give at some point, it's up to the player. It's hard, man. Like, the fine line between guys who play and guys who don't is when you have the opportunity, you do something to get noticed. And in the case of Babcock, points are one thing, but reliability might be the biggest thing.
Oh, for sure. Especially if he ends up on a line, let's say he's playing the left side with Dickinson and Kapanen. Ike Howard's not going out there and giving you a 50-point season here. Like, young guys have to learn, and Matt Savoy learned this and executed this. They got to learn that you gain the coach's trust by being a reliable player, by coming off the ice and the puck's not in your net, by leaving the next line in a good spot after you've had a good shift. The points will come. Patience is the thing for Ike Howard. He's been scoring tons of goals and tons of points his whole life. He's got to learn how to play some games and put in a bunch of shifts here for a new coach, and not hinge whether he had a good night or bad night based on how many points he gets. Savoy did it. Now he's got to do it and earn Babcock's trust.
Yeah. Mark Spector joins us. Spec, do you have much interest in the Hlinka Gretzky tournament? You watch it?
I've spoken with Connor the last couple of days. I have to admit to you, Jason, I'm morally opposed to summer hockey. I don't think summer hockey should be played in the summer, whether it's at the level that you and I play at or the level that those kids are playing at. So if my boss phoned me and said, go cover it, I'd be there. But my phone's been turned off. So how about you?
Well, I've been out of town. I would probably be intrigued by a playoff game. I can watch it on TV. I just, my concern is I see I always get leery of the heightened evaluations of a players off of a tournament, right? Like, these are some guys that are draft eligible. And then there's a few guys that, like Pooh and Maddox Schultz, who are 2 years away from being drafted, right? Like, they're not even draft eligible until 2028. And so it's great to see, hey, I see their potential, and that's awesome. I just, probably the last decade, I've really tempered my, to try not to overhype young players. I don't think it's fair to them. I don't really think it's fair because all that happens is if they don't live up to it, people don't get mad at the guy who wrote about it. They get mad at the player. Oh, suddenly he's not that great. And so I'm always leery of to say, hey, good, exciting player in his age group. He's pretty good. awesome. It's kind of been a discussion. You get to me, it's kind of like your first look at a lot of the potential players who are going to be drafted in 2027, in some cases 2028, but in 2027. But in August until next June, a lot can change, right? Like we're talking almost 11 months. The draft is late June and we're talking early August. Like there's so much that can change for these players as they go from 17 to 18 years of age.
Oh, and I remember being at the first Holinka and seeing some fantastic young players, and a whole bunch of them have turned out. You know, there was the two Swedes. Raymond ended up in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's another Swedish kid he was playing with that was really, really good too. I forget where he went. But anyway, like, sure, a bunch of these kids are going to play, right? A bunch of these guys are going to play, but you know, there's always a cautionary tale. I mean, we all remember the World Junior where the best line on the ice was Aho between Line A and Puljärvi. That was the best line in that whole World Junior. And everybody told us Aho was the third best player on that line. You know, so where are we today, Jay? Puljärvi's in Europe. Line can't get a contract because I'm not sure if he is any good anymore. And Aho's a really good player. So, you know, it's I guess I'd close and I'd say to you, go to the tournament, enjoy the hockey because these kids are fabulous and they're playing their hearts out. But it doesn't have to be about 5 and 6 years down the road. Enjoy it in the moment. Watch them play. Give them props. Give them a standing ovation. But it doesn't mean just because he was great in the August of 2026 that he's going to be up for the Art Ross Trophy in, 2030 or something, right? Doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, there doesn't need to be comparisons, right? This guy's the next Celebrini or the next Bedard.
Yeah, right, sure.
It's always the best.
Owen Power was the next. Owen Power looked like a young Alex Pietrangelo when I saw him play here at remember the World Junior where they played like 3 games and then they had that wedding in Red Deer and they had to call it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owen Power was so unbelievably good for Canada in those games. He looked like Pietrangelo. Now we're in the NHL. He doesn't look like Pietrangelo anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to look like Pietrangelo.
It's hard to look like Pietrangelo because he's really, really good.
Yeah, very fair.
Now, speaking of great players, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. Did anyone see that Jays game today? Holy cow, what a ball game.
It was a great game, man. And, obviously Varland's not going to be happy giving up a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game. But then the defensive play by Clement and then a great defensive throw by Straw. And then you lose it on I still think that's I know the throw's high, but I still think third baseman Smith's got to catch that ball.
Catch it. I'm going to say this. I think Pete Crow Armstrong is the most exciting player in Major League Baseball right now. Like, he runs balls down in center field like crazy. He hits home runs. He hits for average. He makes it happen today. He gets a hit today that almost drives in the winning run. Then he takes second base on the throw. And then the very next pitch, he swipes third and causes the bad throw to win the game. Like, he reminds me of Pete Rose, man. Like, something's always happening. When this guy's playing, stuff is happening. And today was a great example. I felt for the Jays. They needed the win. They had it in their pocket a couple times. Where'd they go, Jay? 1 for 19 with men in scoring position today?
Dude, their lack of offense is, it's why they're going to miss the playoffs. Make no mistake about it, right?
Vladdy's on the bench today. Vladdy's on the bench.
2 games in a row. But even when he's on the field, trust me, he's just much of a culprit as anybody else. And they just ruined another great effort by Dylan Cease. Now 36 consecutive scoreless innings on the road for him, and he gets another no decision. So he's been unreal. He could easily win the Cy Young. But some voters will be like, yeah, but look at his record. Record schmeckered. Just look at his numbers, man. God, like they could barely get a sniff off of him today.
Oh man, he was so good. And the Cubs have a good lineup. Like, they're a good team. They got a bunch of hitters.
Yeah.
And Dylan Cease just mowed through them like 3 times.
Yeah.
Right. He left. It's a 2-0 game, and the Cubs haven't had a sniff. So it was dramatic as heck. Bregman hits a home run with 2 out and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th. That was a lot of fun. I felt for the Jays, but it would have been an awful fun day to be at Wrigley today. That's for sure.
Yeah. Spec, we will chat with you tomorrow. Have a good one.
All right, Jay.
There you go. That's Mark Spector. The Spector Board brought to you by GS construction. We will take a quick break. We got Cam Tate's 2-minute warning coming up. Bryan DeArdo joins us next as we'll get into Subgate on the Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, presented by playalberta.ca.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Hi, Edmonton. If the Subaru Outback is on your wish list, now's the time to act. With only limited inventory available, these award-winning SUVs won't be here for long. The Outback has earned an IIHS top safety pick or higher for 17 consecutive years, combining legendary Subaru capability, confidence in every season, and the versatility to take you almost anywhere. Reserve yours today before they're gone. Visit your local Subaru dealership today. Welcome to Uncommon.
Ready to upgrade your ride this spring? Come on down to the Golf Cart People. They're a family-owned and operated business that's been serving the community since '97. Whether you're looking for a brand new or quality pre-owned cart, a rental for a special event, they do that too. The Golf Cart People have a huge selection of parts and accessories, and their expert service team is here to keep you rolling. The Golf Cart People, your one-stop shop for everything golf cart. Visit golfcartpeople.com.
Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Greetings once again. I'm Johnny Radio coming to you from No Bull RV in Leduc. This is normally the time of year when pickings are slim for RVs, but not this year. Instead, Rick Showers tells me the lot is completely full. They simply cannot accept another used RV, and something's got to give, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob.
It's Johnny, says right on my name tag here. Anywho, Rick went to bat for his customers to get something special and came back with a finance rate of just 2.99% OAC, which is fantastically low for RV financing. But as you can imagine, they can't do this forever. The finance company will only offer this rate until Saturday. But that's still plenty of time to come and pick out your favorite. And they're all used, right, Rick? They're not new?
Way better than new, Johnny.
That's what everyone says. You'll pay pennies on the dollar compared to new, and your payments will be lower still. So come by and say hello to me, Johnny Radio, standing tall here at No Bull RV in Leduc. Am I saying that right? Leduc? I am? Okay, then. All right.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Get the Gregor special. Enjoy 20% off any regular menu price order. Enter promo code Gregor at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
.533. Welcome back, Gregor, Halley, Kruger, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. A busy Thursday afternoon. Time now to get to our NFL report, brought to you by Go Auto. If you're looking for a vehicle, no better place to shop than GoAuto.ca, where they have over 17,000 vehicles for you to choose from. 73 different locations. GoAuto.ca. Find your car or truck or SUV or van today at GoAuto.ca. Bryan DeArdo from CBS Sports joins us once again. Bryan, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I cannot believe we're about to watch a football game. Where did this offseason go?
Hey, Bryan, since we called you, the San Francisco 49ers have had another injury. This has been a wild start to their season for them. Just like literally, it's an injury every 10 minutes.
It really is. And they've been so snake bitten by injuries lately that they actually looked into a conspiracy that there's like some sort of facility that's located by their practice facility, and they think it might omit substances that actually contributes to the injury or something of that nature.
Yeah.
So they're looking at everything to try to figure this out. But I mean, one of the positives I saw from practice, if you're looking for one, is that Brock Purdy is looking great. I saw one tweet from a team reporter saying that this is the best he's ever looked during training camp. So but the issue is who's going to block for him, who's going to run for him, who's going to catch for him, who's going to play defense for him. Like, as you alluded to, injuries just seems to continuously be an issue for them. Then you throw in the fact that Brandon Ayuk is obviously not going to play for them anymore, but he's still, I guess, technically rostered. And the fact that they're in the hardest division in the NFL with the defending champion Seahawks, obviously there, and the Rams, who are a lot of people's pick to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's not a great start at all for the 49ers.
Yeah. What do you make about Ayuk? And do they just release him? Does anybody want him? What's going to happen here?
Well, it's funny. I continuously thought all offseason that he would go to the Commanders, and he and that's not going out on a limb. I mean, he's actually gone out of his way. I think he actually did a video where he was like wearing a Commander's hat. Like, he's been lobbying to go there, but they just signed Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
and that to me just seemed like maybe just for them a sign of, okay, we were waiting. We can't wait anymore. We've got to sign somebody. And this is just two guys' sides they're digging their heels in. Ayuk is done with them. They're done with him, but they still own his rights. And if you're the 49ers, why would you let this guy continue his career somewhere else? If you sign him to a contract, you committed to him, and then for whatever reason, he basically just decided he didn't want to play for you anymore. So I don't know how this ends, to be quite honest with you. That makes for horrible radio. I know that. My guess would be they maybe, I don't know if the NFL has an arbitrator or a situation where they could go to some sort of like rulings court or an NFLPA situation, but that's to me where this needs to go. I mean, this has gone on for far too long, and Roger Goodell or somebody else high up in the NFL office needs to step in here and come to a conclusion here. And I do think it's going to end with his release and maybe some sort of negotiation as far as his contract, which I already know they voided part of that, but I don't see him being rostered by them or part of or them owning his rights all year and he never plays a snap. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, that would be very odd for sure. Like, you got to think the NFLPA would be pushing hard, would they not?
I would think so, but I do think that you just wonder what would their argument be representing Ayuk? Because it seems like, if he voids a contract, or if there's a contract voided, as we all know, I mean, if an employer takes away money from you, they've got to be well within their rights to do so. And obviously the 49ers are, which is why they did that. So I just don't know how much ground the NFLPA would have to stand on defending him if he literally just stopped going to the facility for treatment and basically just, what's the word the kids are using these days, ghosted the 49ers. I think, but at the end of the day, though, regardless of who's right and who's wrong,
yeah,
I would say he still deserves a chance to continue his career. It just seems like, this is just, I mean, regular people in regular jobs can quit their jobs and leave, right? and void money or whatever it is. And so I think that should be the situation here. Your question though, real quick, who wants him? I mean, yeah, obviously the character issues are there, but this is the NFL. You got to win games. There's going to be at least 4 or 5 teams that would quickly reach out and at least give him a tryout and see where he's at physically.
Yeah, well, I don't have it debate at all that teams would sign him, but are they going to sign him to the money he wants? Right? That to me is going to be the challenge here.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, Bobby Wagner, I think, is seeing it right now. Because my guess is the only reason why he is not signed is because he still commands a lot of money because he didn't give any indication that he wanted to retire. He's still a highly productive player, and yet he's still unsigned. So, for Ayuk, yeah, my guess is it would be like a 1 year, $8 million, 1 year, $10 million. I mean, again, the market obviously dictates what you're going to make. And that's the thing I always see. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like Baker Mayfield right now, next year, I've already written an article figuring out where he might go next. I mean, yes, and you would think right now he'd have a big market with that would pay him good money, but things change very, very quickly in the NFL. And Brandon Ayuk hasn't been a highly productive player in quite some time, especially since he got his big contract. Then you compound the injury that has continuously sidelined him. My guess would be it could be as low as $6 to $8 million for 1 year. So no, he will absolutely not get the kind of money that he wants.
Bryan DeArdo, CBS Sports, joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show, taking a look around the NFL. And Brian, you mentioned the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and another problem with that team right now is defensive tackle Vita Vea, who wants to be moved. It seems like he wants an extension, and they seem a little bit hesitant. We've heard the reports that it could be California, it could be Vegas. Where are we with this one, and do you think there's any potential landing spot for him?
Well, he's going to get traded, and it could very well be two of the teams that you alluded to. And the Buccaneers, to me, are a huge enigma right now. They've got, in my opinion, a lame duck coach who, has had some success. I'll give him that since Bruce Arians left. But he was put in a pretty good spot as far as that team in his situation. I mean, they were coming off a division round playoff loss. The year before that, they'd won the Super Bowl. He still had Tom Brady under center. I mean, Todd Bowles is an awesome defensive coach, but as a head coach, I haven't seen it. And again, he has had some success, but it does seem like, game management decisions and things of that nature just aren't his strong suit. And, and then when they lost Liam Cohen last year when he became the Jaguars coach, that was almost like the nail in the coffin for me. So, and then they've got the Baker Mayfield contract situation. Obviously, they lost Mike Evans in the offseason, even though reportedly they gave him basically the same contract the 49ers did. So it just seems like that entire environment just isn't great. But yeah, I mean, regarding Vay, I don't know. I don't see them offering him a contract. It seems like the Buccaneers have kind of dug their feet in here with him and Baker Mayfield. If either of those guys are going to get a new deal, it's easily Vita Vea. I just don't see that going anywhere. And yeah, I see them potentially trading him very soon. It's just going to come down to compensation. I mean, we saw that with Max Crosby this offseason, and they thought they had a great deal for him. They didn't. They balked. So that's always the tricky thing here. I mean, I think they probably are listening to offers. They're probably at least open to trading him. But crossing the finish line, getting pen to paper, getting another team to give you what you want for a very good player, and again, interior defensive linemen, like those are hard guys to find, really good ones. So if you can find one you'd like to keep them, which is probably why he's surprised they haven't signed him yet. But if they want to move him, I would assume they would at least fetch, maybe a third and a fourth round pick for him, maybe something of that nature, potentially as high as second round pick. But the draft picks are a very valuable commodity, and that might be one of the main reasons why it might be tough to try to trade him.
Yeah, we hear the 2027 draft. This could be all just hype, but it's supposed to be a good one. Now, one more thing here from me, just looking at the last couple of days here, it's been a great day to be an elite NFL running back, and we've seen Jahmyr Gibbs get paid, Bijan Robinson, and then Jonathan Taylor getting the 2-year extension as well. There's no wrong answer, but if you had to take one of these players on your team, factoring in age as well, who are you going with?
Bijan Robinson, and not even a doubt in my mind. He is the best running back in the league, and he's a top maybe 5 player in the league. I mean, I don't know when I came to that realization, but it was at one point last year. It may have been the 90-plus yard touchdown run against the Rams late in the season. He can do everything. He can catch, he can run, he can block. I mean, he is the complete running back. And it's funny running back is my favorite position, if you can't tell. But if I go through history, I can't think of anybody that that really reminds me of. He's got a lot of different players. I mean, now I know personal conduct wise, not a great guy, but he does remind me a lot of O.J. Simpson. how OJ was very similar, that he was physical, he was tough, he could get to the outside, he was versatile, he could do a lot of different things. Maybe Eric Dickerson, even a little bit of Gale Sayers, his Kansas Comet way back in the 1960s. He just is special. There's a lot of running backs that can be productive, but there's just those guys that are really, really special. And to me, I think, I would be really upset if he had an injury that derailed him from having a Hall of Fame career, because he is undoubtedly, in my opinion, a Hall of Fame player.
Bryan, always great to talk football with you, buddy. Enjoy the Hall of Fame game tonight, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, sounds great. Anytime. Thank you.
There you go. That's Bryan DeArdo from CBS Sports. We'll come back, wrap things up. Cam Tate's 2-minute warning next on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why, guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Are you looking for safe and reliable transportation solutions for your wedding, corporate retreat, or golf trip? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer 3 different sizes of units to cater to your needs, and we provide first-class service at affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Come on down to the Brick. The Price is Right live event is on now. Enter in-store for your chance to instantly win from over $1 million in prizes. No purchase necessary. Then shop incredible savings throughout the store, like up to $2,220 off select sectionals, up to 40% off select mattresses, up to 20% off select major appliances, and up to $600 off big screen TVs. Plus, finance with 0% interest and equal monthly payment on qualified purchases. These offers end August 12th. The Brick, saving you more.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
It's finally time to escape your 4 walls and see where your 4 wheels can take you. Sherwood Honda helps you head out on the road the way you want to, with the right vehicle, including freedom-seeking SUVs that give you the versatility to drive where, when, and how you want to. It sure would do some good to get out and stretch your horizons, and sure would be easier with Sherwood Honda.
Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Greetings once again. I'm Johnny Radio coming to you from No Bull RV in Leduc. This is normally the time of year when pickings are slim for RVs, but not this year. Instead, Rick Showers tells me the lot is completely full. They simply cannot accept another used RV, and something's got to give, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob.
It's Johnny, says right on my name tag here. Anywho, Rick went to bat for his customers to get something special and came back with a finance rate of just 2.99% OAC, which is fantastically low for RV finance. financing. But as you can imagine, they can't do this forever. The finance company will only offer this rate until Saturday. But that's still plenty of time to come and pick out your favorite. And they're all used, right, Rick? They're not new?
Way better than new, Johnny.
That's what everyone says. You'll pay pennies on the dollar compared to new, and your payments will be lower still. So come by and say hello to me, Johnny Radio, standing tall here at No Bull RV in Leduc. Am I saying that right? Leduc? I am? Okay, then. All right, Leduc.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Gregor is a must-listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Gregor rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by CanTorque, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at CanTorque.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
We roll through. Welcome back. Hey, you know what? First day back from holidays, a little out of sync. Forgot that Tater's on holidays starting today. So didn't want to see me. We didn't cross paths. So I think he's gone for, I don't know, 2 weeks or something, Cons, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, taking a little trip.
Yeah, a little trip going out west for Tater. So, no, he's not going Rick Hansen. He said he wasn't wheeling all the way there. So just for anybody who's asking, he's like, not now. He said he's done it a few times. Doesn't need to do it again. So that's good news from the Tate man. But hey, everybody deserves some holidays. So good for Tater, and then we will see him later on in the month. But we do have time to get to our stats of the day, brought to you by All Star Construction. As you go to All Star, great company if you want to work. If you're looking for a job, go to Indeed.com and look up All Star Construction, because they're hiring for a variety of places: hydrovac operator, backhoe operator, construction labor, gas pipe technician, and more. Check it out at All Star Construction. So there's always a few stats that catch my eye, but one I think that hasn't been talked about as much as it should be is being the fact that kind of quietly, first baseman for the Atlanta Braves, Matt Olson, he just played his 896th consecutive baseball game. That is 8th most all time. His streak started back in May of 2021. So pretty impressive. He would need to, if he doesn't miss a game this year, plays all of next season, near the end of the year, he would catch Joel Sewell. Well, probably even before that, because he's currently, Sewell's at 1,103 games played. So yeah, it'd be near the end of the season. Matt Olson's at 896. He'll obviously get over 900 before the season is out this year, and then he'll track him down next season. He has a chance to catch Billy Williams as well. Then the following year, Miguel Tejada, who's probably the one player that many of you know, and he had 1,152. Then you go Steve Garvey, 1,207. Everett Scott, 1,307. Lou Gehrig was 2,130. And then, of course, Cal Ripken at 2,632 games, which obviously is not going to be matched. But, you look at, for this, like, I'm kind of surprised people aren't talking about it more, man. Like, I know it's not close to Cal Ripken, but it's 8th all time. Like, it's nowadays, how many other guys in the league will even play every game this year? That's what I'd like to look up. Like Pete Alonso is another one. He's second on the list at consecutive games played, and he's at 524. 2 full seasons. And keep in mind, baseball is 162 games. 2 full seasons behind. But has Smith's journey to 900 consecutive games Olson's been one of the least talked about stat chases in a long, long time? I can't really think of one. Can you?
No. I mean, and I didn't know this was happening, right?
There you go.
I'm not, I'd say it's my job to be at least a little bit looking into these sorts of things. I had no idea. So It is crazy. It's like the way we go now, like a little bit of tightness and they're shutting you down. So to be that healthy, it's pretty incredible just to get as far as he has.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one. The other one is, have you seen Jeffrey Yan, the Mets pitcher? Have you seen him? He just got called up. He's the lefty. And every time he strikes out a guy, he does like a leaping split squat, like a split lunge, and then comes down and lands. Now, this was a guy who was drafted at 19. Then he suffered some severe injuries and was out of baseball for a few years. Then he battled his way up the minors. I'm telling you, I love Yan's experience. People are like, oh, you can't celebrate like that in the majors. Why not? It's what he's done his whole career, man. Since he's come back, he's like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy every strikeout. And he does. Do people celebrate every goal they score? Yeah, they do. So what? Like, you're a relief pitcher. How many strikeouts you get a game? 1, 2, maybe 3. Unless you're going like a long-time reliever. So I kind of like it. But I will say, cons, watching Matt Olson now, won't you? To see how far he goes.
Be tuning in for sure.
He'll be going to 897 tonight. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So congrats to Matt. That's our stat of the day that has not been talked about very much. Have yourselves a wonderful Thursday evening. We got lots more on the Elks and the Alouettes tomorrow. We'll talk some CFL, some NFL, maybe a little hockey with you. Have yourselves a great night. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of RE/MAX Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean at 780-265-0165. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Tough one for the Jays earlier today as they fell to the Cubbies 3-2 in extras. Great performance from Dylan Cease, striking out 10 in 7 innings, only allowing 2 hits. Right now, Phillies up on the Nationals 6-2 into 6. The White Sox lead the Red Sox 2-0. Braves over the Marlins by that same score, and the Twins Royals scoreless heading into the second. Later on tonight, the Padres taking on the Diamondbacks. In case you missed it, the Penguins and Billy Quivinen agreeing to an 8-year, $32 million contract extension. The former second-round pick, 2 goals, 12 assists in 47 career games. In the CFL, Week 10 officially underway. Calgary leading Toronto 7-0 in the first quarter, and we've got some NFL preseason cards and Panthers from Canton, Ohio. That one gets going in about 5 minutes time. In case you missed it, Jahmyr Gibbs agreeing to a 3-year contract extension with the Detroit Lions, $75.75 million. And in the CEBL, Stingers take on Vancouver just after 8 o'clock out in Langley. That'll do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Up next, it is Fox Sports Radio. Live local coverage resumes tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with Tom Gazzola on Sports 1440 and YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games.